all they would do all game is hand him the ball.
Did you really not find this yet?
No, I'm college. I'm going to college stats.
What? No, why? Just do Justin Jackson rivals or whatever.
2000. He was the class of 2013.
All right, class of 2013. Then I can go back to 2013, and I could find who Nebraska took as a running back that year.
I have a new computer. I'm not used to it.
The computer is the same.
No, it's not the same. It's a little different.
It's the internet.
Are you Firefox?
I know I have
Safari?
No, okay, so you know I'm a Firefox guy.
They took Terrell Newby that year, by the way.
One of the last Firefox guys.
I love Firefox.
What they change Internet Explorer to now?
It's Microsoft Edge.
Yeah,
and it's so annoying. It's got you get multiple tabs. So you're
not a Google Chrome?
I'm a Google Chrome on my phone. I'm not it on my computer.
How are you not a Safari on your phone?
I do not use Safari. Safari is a terrible application.
But on the Apple iPhone,
yeah, I downloaded Google Chrome and I hid Safari and I just click on the Google Chrome app. I downloaded my own internet browser on my phone because I prefer the internet browser of Google Chrome to Safari. I like the makeup better. It's easier to add tabs and get rid of tabs. You also have the incognito ability.
Oh yeah,
which that was important to me when I was a lot younger.
I see. Okay,
a lot younger.
Well, I don't care anymore.
Okay. 2000.
Who's going to catch me now?
His first year in college was 2014. Are we sure it was in the class of 2014? All right. So
nice running back in Nebraska at the time that may have scared off Justin Jackson.
Well, that year, this makes more sense from the story in my head because in 14 they took Mikael Wilbon and they loved Mikael Wilbon.
Oh yeah.
And they
Chicago guy.
They really, really loved Mikael Wilbon. And then the Justin Jackson guy went off and he ran for 1 million yards at Northwestern. 5,440 to be exact. That's a lot of yards. 1,000 every year.
Every year.
Hey, remember back in the day when medical red shirts would be forced on guys like, what was it, Jay Guy, Toby?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bo loved
Toby.
red shirt.
Yeah, everybody loved Toby. Kemi.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody loved Toby.
I love it when you get Happer just started to name random 2010s.
Well,
Huskers.
okay, so Bo had this
great time.
Bo had this thing where he had to clear out roster space, and you'd have like 7 guys would get a medical red shirt.
Yeah. But they wanted Toby to stay because everybody loved Toby.
Yes.
Yeah, so
medical retirement.
Justin Jackson is the all-time leading rusher in Northwestern.
That makes sense. He had 5,400 rushing yards.
He's actually
he would be the leading rusher at a lot of programs.
He's 1,000 yards over Damian Anderson. He was the rushing leader for Northwestern football like before his senior year.
I wonder how high he is on the list of all-time leading rushers, period, in college.
That's a good question.
5,440 puts him at 11th all-time in college football history.
Wow.
His nickname...
Mikael Wilbon, where was he?
Dude, he was the truth. His nickname...
Did he finish his whole career here?
I don't know.
Maybe. I think he might have been a medical
he might have stuck around and then...
His nickname was the ball carrier because he would go to Ryan
What a
Field.
nickname.
What a waste of a nickname.
Well, because
the ball carrier.
No, that's how they said it because he would run the ball 30 times a game and you could hear all over Evanston, Justin Jackson the ball carrier. Justin Jackson the ball carrier. Justin Jackson the ball.
That's so kind of organic and fun, I guess.
Yeah, so it was just like you would literally and there'd be plenty of people who just be walking around Evanston. They don't care about football.
Check this out.
Just hear over and over and over again this guy carrying the football.
All right, so here are how many of the top. This is a good trivia game for both of you guys. I think both of you would excel in this category. Start naming me top 10 rushers in college football history, and I'll tell you if they're on because Justin Jackson is number 11. Give me some guys.
Mo Ibrahim?
Mo Ibrahim is not a top 10 rusher in college football history.
Anthony Thompson, Indiana.
Anthony Thompson, Indiana is not a top 10 rusher in college football history. Maybe, I don't know. I'll give you some.
Am I giving the wrong Indiana running back?
There are no Indiana running backs on the top 10 all-time rushers.
Oh, I'm thinking single season.
All time, career.
Barry Sanders?
Barry Sanders, no.
Buddy.
Super nice guy.
Herschel.
No.
Jeez.
So it's basically guys that played 4 years.
Yeah, that's correct. The problem.
Jonathan Taylor is number 4. I'll
Oh.
give you that one. There's a guy. I mean, a
Melvin
lot of these
Gordon?
guys Nebraska had bad
Monty
experiences
Ball?
with.
Melvin Gordon.
Monty Ball, Melvin Gordon or not, it is just Jonathan Taylor from well, actually there's one other Wisconsin running back, but it's neither of the two
Ron
that you
Dane?
mentioned. Ron Dane is number 2. Yes.
Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson would have thought he would have been on here, but is not. Monty Ball, by the way, is 18.
All right, I tried.
What about Mark Ingram?
Mark
I
Ingram,
thought about Mark.
also not a top 10 rusher.
Big Truss?
All right, so number 1
is Reggie there? Reggie's got to be
Reggie who?
Bush.
Bush.
No,
Wayne.
he's not. Donnell Pumphrey's number 1, San Diego State. I remember that happened several years ago. So then it's Ron Dane, Ricky Williams, Jonathan Taylor,
Ricky Williams.
Tony Dorsett, D'Angelo Williams. Awesome. This was surprising.
Memphis.
Royce Freeman
Yeah.
is number 7. Charles White at USC is 8. Travis Prentice
Wow.
is 9. And Cedric Benson
Huh.
is
Wow.
10.
Not a lot of this translated.
Here's one that Miles Gaskin.
Miles Gaskin is 12.
Yeah.
Right
I'm
behind
looking
your
at
boy.
it now. I'm looking at it now.
Right behind your boy.
My boy.
Royce Freeman.
Herschel Walker's 15.
College football has been more, it's been more of
College
like
football is 18.
great, excellent single seasons.
It really has.
Than it is like, here's what this guy did in that career.
See,
Well,
Darren's.
compare the list. So can you bring up single season?
Sure.
Oh,
Top 10?
sure.
Yep, I can.
Well, Genty.
Well, Barry
Okay.
Sanders is in there.
Barry Sanders, number 1, 26, 28.
Genty.
Genty 2.
Is Ball's probably there.
Well, the other one. Mr. 408 himself is number 3.
Melvin Gordon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
People
Kevin,
forget Nebraska was leading that game at halftime.
they
People do
do.
forget.
Nebraska was up 17-3
Yes.
in that game.
And what did it end up? 55-17?
I want to
55
say
by 24?
56-24 or something like that. And remember, he didn't play the fourth quarter. Okay. Kevin Smith from UCF is 4. He ran for 2,500 yards in 07. Mark Sallin is number 5, single season rushing yards leader. Another San Diego State running back, not Donnell Pumphrey, Rashad Penny ran for 22.48 in 17. Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor,
Yeah.
Troy Davis, Andre Williams are your top 10 single season rushers. Mike Rozier, 12th. by the
Troy
way.
The Troy Davis year is 95, correct?
Troy Davis, 1996,
Okay.
Iowa State, 1996. Jonathan
Troy
Taylor
Davis
is
was a-
2018.
Well,
He was
got-
great in 95. He
Yeah,
was
'cause
top 10 in Heisman.
Yeah.
Rozier was obviously 83. LaDainian Tomlinson's 2000 at TCU
Yeah.
was
That a
11th.
great year.
Your boy, Matt Forte, Matt.
Yeah.
Matt, number 14 all time.
That's a great jersey at a lot of games I've been seeing at Soldier Field.
That
Number-
makes sense. That makes sense.
number 22. That is a very popular.
He was there for a long time,
It was
and they were
forever.
bad for that almost entire time.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, he was. I think he was on the 2010 team. I'm almost positive. But yeah, he was. I mean, he was the only thing kind of worth watching from like 2012 to 2017.
great fantasy
Speaking
running
of-
back.
The
Well,
portal-
yeah, because he caught the ball so much.
the
Yeah.
portal in jerseys. What if you got a Dylan Raiola 15 for Christmas?
Oh,
Do you think you could take that back and exchange it?
Great on those two.
I would question
Yeah, I would.
Santa's.
Yeah, ball knowing ability.
Yeah, it's like
You know, I went to Dick's Sporting Goods and they had a Raiola like Nebraska jersey after he entered the portal, and they weren't slashed.
here's a great listen.
No,
I'll,
like okay, like seriously though, like let's say you're I'm trying to think of quarterbacks that late. Let's just, like Dylan, like you okay, so you get a Christmas present. Your kid is a big Husker fan.
Mhm.
You're not even really thinking that he's going to leave, so you buy him a jersey.
I'd say
when
you
you
got to
hold
go
on Christmas
give
Day?
him a Crouch jersey. You know,
Cool
The kid
classic.
doesn't
or
own
just
Crouch.
give him
say
a Crouch jersey and say this
Yeah.
one will never go bad.
or just
He will never do
Sure.
anything,
You're saying if-
controversial. And so
Did you get
thi-
the jersey
So looking
insurance,
around-
Dad?
But
But would
looking
you-
around
wait,
college
wait, wait.
football, if you're buying your kid a jersey,
Yeah, but
and all of a sudden that guy is gone.
yeah, that's why you buy old jerseys from like the early 90s.
but
or
why are you
something.
buying your kid a Nebraska jersey that has a last name on it?
Because
You
he
know?
probably likes Dylan.
No, just get him a 15 jersey and
Get
be
him
like,
a personalized jersey?
Yeah.
He's not a Deshaun McCullough fan. He likes the quarterback.
Yeah, it's weird.
There's other really good 15s.
I would tell him. I would tell
take
him.
a 15 back to like Husker Hounds and say, hey,
Can I get a 1? Can I get a Billy kept the 4th, please?
You know,
Do you just hope the roster shakes out next year and the 15 is also like?
What if we have Trey?
Okay, I'm okay with
What
it.
if we have Trey Taylor be 15?
Yeah, well, you just tape over the Raiola part, and that could be a bit. But no kid is thinking about it that way. Like
now
I
Trey
miss my
Taylor is
Dylan.
tied into 6, right?
I have no clue.
Is that his thing?
I have no idea.
Isn't that the number on his Twitter account? And he wears 6, right?
I think I've watched him play once.
Nah, couldn't possibly.
So that's a guarantee. Whoever is wearing 6, you better not be an under.
Oh, is he going to be what? Is he going to
on
be?
offense.
Is he going to be a single digit guy though?
QB6.
Is he going to be voted amongst his peers that he's a leader
Right.
enough to wear a single
If
digit?
single digits are still around by the time he gets here,
That's a gimmick.
it's a gimmick.
That's a gimmick. You want to talk about what gimmicks are?
Get rid of it.
That's a gimmick.
Get rid of it.
There's your number one gimmick.
It causes more issues than it is good.
Yeah. But do you know what's also a gimmick, but it's a good gimmick? Is the black shirts.
You know, what'd be a gimmick? Getting DJ Lagway. That'd be a gimmick.
That's a bit.
like
That no. That's a bit.
you really think that you can make a good quarterback out of DJ Lagway? That would be a
I
wild
can fix
move.
him.
Well,
Oh,
jeez.
What
Well-
kind of evidence do we have to suggest that is even in the network of possibility?
Well, DJ Lagway is a great quarterback for teams that actually know what they're doing at the quarterback position.
Is he? I'm not
I
sure.
just watched.
Well,
this past season in
wait.
Gainesville.
If DJ Lagway went to and he's not going to because Mestamaker is there, but like if he went to Oklahoma State, I would trust that he has a way greater chance of becoming a good quarterback than he would.
Who would you be more excited about coming to Nebraska?
The one for
Minchey or Legway?
Oh,
Minchey.
great question.
Lagway.
Yeah.
Lagway's more talented. Lagway was a 5-star. Lagway's a beast.
Dylan
Include
Raiola
that-
was a 5-star.
Include the money. Include the money.
Minchey.
And the past of
Yeah.
that would be wild if Dylan.
But
leaves
Lagway
Nebraska
beat
and it's
Lagway
that
beat
replaces him.
LSU. Lagway beat a good Ole Miss team last year.
That guy stinks.
He's got, but you can't deny that he has some potential.
Sure, but what's he going to do with it in Nebraska?
Dylan Raiola.
No,
has
I
potential.
agree with you. I agree. But I'm saying that if Lagway, you know what, Kentucky would have been a great spot for Lagway to go with Will Skine. That would have been really good.
Feel for TJ Lateef.
Yeah. What do you think
People are
TJ's
talking
thinking?
about him.
Back to your jersey thing, Gary. Sam writes in. He says, that's why I have my Bart Starr Packers jersey. He's dead and he can't go insane or defraud Mississippi taxpayers. Great point.
Honestly,
That's
yeah.
how you do. You get the least controversial, most universally liked player
Yeah.
jersey in your organization's history. Who would that be for you?
Mike Brown.
There you go. Everybody, I'm
Yeah.
sure, has got a Mike Brown jersey.
Everybody loved
Who would that be for Kansas City for the Chefs? Tony Gonzalez?
Len Dawson.
Ooh, okay. Len
Yeah.
Dawson.
because if you got a Gonzalez jersey, there might be people who like.
Nobody would be like, hey, Tony Gonzalez. What's up with that Tony Gonzalez jersey? They'd be like, yes. I
They
loved
probably- I
Tony
agree with
Gonzalez.
See, I say Mike Brown. I would say the actual answer to my question would probably be Forte or Urlacher.
Who's the
Well,
most
Urlacher is actually kind of controversial. Now.
Josh? Who's the most
Forte.
universally liked Brave of all time
Oh.
and / least controversial?
Oh, now this is
Wow.
a great conversation because
Oh.
They've had some not likable people.
Raphael Furcal.
Hank Aaron.
Okay.
That's cheating.
Yeah,
That's cheating.
How about
it
Dale?
kind of is.
That's
I agree
cheating.
with you,
How
Matt.
about Dale?
That's one of the greatest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
players.
Dale
Dale.
Murphy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Maddox.
Addicts.
You know what? The
That's
Cubs.
a
Very-
great
very vanilla.
question about the Braves.
That is.
Who's the
Yeah.
most
Chipper. I
beloved?
mean, Chipper is
Yeah.
probably the stock answer there.
Mhm.
Most kids
I would
my age
accept
are
that,
like, I
yeah.
grew up watching Chipper,
Well,
and he's not that problematic except for having just a huge
Oh.
horseshoe of chew
like,
in his
judging
mouth.
off jerseys, you know who's somebody who's really popular, and I'm glad he's on their TV crew? Jeff Francoeur.
I love Frenchie.
Yeah, he is super popular.
He was great.
Now he was,
He wasn't the best ball player,
local,
Yeah.
quote unquote local guy.
but yeah.
yeah,
I wish the Royals would have held on to him in their booth. Have a 3-man booth with Hud.
Who's it for the Panthers? Happer.
Probably D'Angelo Williams.
Not Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly is a good one. Luke
Yeah.
Kuechly is a good one.
By the way,
Who's
I
that
just
quarterback
realized.
that's taken to the Super Bowl?
Jake Delhomme.
No,
Yeah.
Cam Newton.
Is Jake Delhomme.
Cam Newton.
He's talking about Jake
I know.
Delhomme, though.
I am.
By the way, I forgot Walter Payton exists, so that'd probably be the answer for the Bears. But that's also cheating, like Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Mike Brown or Matt Forte. You wear a Mike Brown jersey, people are like, "You're cool, like you're dope, you're awesome." What is it for the Cubs? Would it be Rhino?
Yes.
Gotta be.
Yeah,
Has
Yeah.
to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be Rhino.
Sosa's too controversial.
There's so many. There's so many for the Cubs. The Cubs have so many great jerseys.
You wear a Rhino, nobody's.
No. You can wear Santo. You can wear an Ernie. You can wear a Billy. You can wear a Fergie. You can wear Lee Smith if you really want.
Yeah, like you have to think of the person where like you're not making a statement at all.
At all. You're just
like-
standard.
Right.
Yeah, Mike Brown would be a statement. So I would probably say it would be.
It's got to be Urlacher.
It got to be Urlacher
Yeah.
easily. But some people don't like Urlacher's politics.
What do you like?
nowadays.
Hair plugs?
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Get out
hair
of
the
here.
hair billboards are
Some
very funny.
some
Now-
people really don't like.
Hey,
you
it
know,
would be an interesting like conversation starter and social experiment to wear a controversial jersey to a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to show up in a Ray Rice jersey at a Ravens
Okay.
game?
Jeez. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You went right to it.
Well, you want to wear a number 81 jersey at a Patriots game?
Go to a Nebraska game and you got a number 1 Thunder Collins.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who's that for? Thunder Collins.
That'd be great if you didn't have a last name on it and you played into the bit.
no, like if you wore a Thunder Collins jersey to a Nebraska game, just to gauge the reactions,
Sure.
you'd have to film it and just see
Oh.
how people like.
We
they
should
don't-
have
they
Austin
see it
Jacobson
coming.
do this.
Now it might even be an LP. They might look at it as an LP.
Also
So-
controversial.
So as you walk by, they're looking at one, but they might say, "Hey, Westerkamp," you know.
There you go.
But then-
There you go.
but then
Chicago
have-
zone.
You have Collins on the back, and then you like have to be filming the people, the reaction when you walk by.
That'd be a good YouTube video for sure.
We gotta
Yeah.
we gotta tell Austin we got a great idea for you.
It'd be a great TikTok.
Okay. This is a great
All
question.
caps headline. Man walks
Man
through
walks-
sea of red with Thunder Collins jersey to get reaction.
That's crazy.
Or
This is a
what
good
if you
game.
wore? Okay,
What about Scott Frost?
okay, so wear a 7, but
Yeah.
you know you might when it's coming towards you, you're like, "Hey, here comes the Heisman Trophy." But as they walk by,
It's
they
Frost.
see it's Frost.
So there are people who still wear 7 Frost
Yeah,
last name
we're
jerseys.
too close to it. We're too close.
You
to
gotta
it. They're-
retire
They're
that.
still around.
Now, I will say most of the people who were wearing 7 Frost jerseys that I saw during the Matt Rule era, whilst I was a student, were girls who clearly like they weren't going to buy another jersey.
they thought
you
he
know?
was hot.
No, I think they bought it when they were freshmen and he was the coach, and then they were seniors and they're like, "Well, I'm not going to buy it. I don't care, so I'm just still going to wear it. It's still a jersey."
Sure.
You know?
Sure. The Royals would definitely be.
What is that answer for Nebraska? We didn't answer it for Nebraska.
It's Crouch.
Is it Crouch?
It's definitely Crouch. He's the least controversial, most universally liked player that's. I don't know that has ever played there, but it's Crouch.
What would be the 2010s version? Amir?
By
the way,
Taylor
Brex
Martinez is
Burkhead.
too controversial. It's Brex.
Yeah.
It's
It's
definitely
Brex.
Rex.
Yeah,
It's definitely Rex.
that makes sense. Although I did see Amir play this weekend and got excited.
Okay, Amir
Yeah.
looked quick. Amir looked like he's got a couple steps in him.
Still got some gas in the
I
tank.
think Amir is going to play again next year. I know it got a little weird when he got cut from San Francisco, and I think it was because he was hurt, and you're like, oh, this might be the end. He looked good. He looked good in that
He's
last
32.
game. I think he's got another
He'll
year.
be
in him.
33 next year.
Good math.
I think he can play. I think he can play one
I
more
like
year.
how he's a full year younger than me. I'm like, put him out to pasture.
And he's been
He's ancient.
He's done.
12.
No, it'd be year 11.
He has completed 11 years in the NFL.
What is can you bring up his earnings in the NFL?
Ooh.
Sure, Spotrack.
Spotrack.
I think it's got to be 14 million?
NFL
18,
contracts
maybe 18. I'd say 18 million.
and the salaries. Career earnings. What is it? What did you say?
I said 18 million.
I will say I'm gonna go with 18.
13.1
I was right the first.
million.
$1, Bob.
He's basically earned just a little over $1 million every year of his career.
He got in. Yeah, he got.
He was on his rookie deal and then signed a 1-year free agency deal with Minnesota, 1-year free agency deal with Minnesota again, 1 year with Carolina, 1 year with the Raiders, 1 year with the
Yeah,
Raiders.
he's probably
1
had-
year with the. It's like 7 straight 1-year contracts.
he's been like a high ranking, banker making like $500,000 a year.
Hey man, it's a great job if you could get it.
Yeah, I agree.
He is an unrestricted free.
So
agent.
with Amir, this is me now being a ball knower. What round was he drafted?
second, I believe.
See, okay. You know, I was gonna say because I knew he wasn't a first round draft pick, but he kind of got drafted right before those rookie salaries really took off. And now there's now kind of a movement. I think they're eventually going to get to the point where second round contracts are like fully guaranteed, which they've been trying to avoid forever. And a couple of teams have messed up and done that. And so they actually negotiated in the CBA that you couldn't do that. But
Would you like to guess Levante David's career earnings?
what, 14 years?
He got paid pretty good.
He got a lot. I would say it's one
Yeah, we're gonna be in the
150,
hundreds.
163 for Levante.
A little high.
Yeah, it was 120.
103.
103.
Yep.
Like 14 years. I thought he would earn more. along that-
$100 million.
He should cut a check and get us
Yeah.
a quarterback.
Yeah,
Well-
why are we talking about Buffett? Why aren't we talking about Levante David?
Yeah.
Don't you care about the program?
Sue, where you at?
He's only got 1 year to fund the whole team, and then he's done. He's out of money.
That's true.
He'd be done.
God, that sucks.
Yeah.
Think about that. You know, Mr. Yogurt's over there. He's trying to fund a football team and he's trying to build a stadium. And he's like, where are we going to get all this?
Yeah. Seriously.
Hey, Sue, can we have some money? No,
Seriously.
I think you should go live in a hole until you're out of debt.
Yeah.
Not start to knock on donors' doors. Like,
You need a drain.
can we get another couple million, please?
For Nebraska to win to be competitive every year, you need to drain the life savings of a big donor down to the penny, and then be like, "All right, we're done with you."
Yeah.
I imagine Ndamukong Suh does a very good Dave Ramsey impression.
Yeah. He seems relatively frugal.
I mean, Nebraska football uses their donor. You know what? That's a bad joke. I'm not gonna say that.
okay.
What's this picture that Bob sent us? What restaurant is that? Is that
That looks like Broncos.
Broncos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob.
Scott Frost jersey
Oh.
sighting at Broncos.
I thought Bob was just eating at Broncos.
no?
Nope.
Yeah.
He went to Broncos and saw a Scott Frost jersey.
Yeah.
A
Whoa.
road Scott Frost jersey.
Whoa.
You don't
Yeah,
see that a lot.
No, you don't.
I don't see a lot of white Nebraska jerseys. Seriously.
That's a great
You
call.
see any white Nebraska jerseys?
Not really, not often. I see the white jersey they wore against Buffalo.
Yes, the camo, whatever.
The camo
Yeah.
one. I see that one a lot. That's a sick jersey. I don't own a red or white Nebraska jersey. I own a black Nebraska jersey.
Yeah, I don't.
With the skull and crossbones on the
you must have a lot of jerseys if you have a white Nebraska jersey.
Yes.
yeah.
Or there are people that go to every game, and if they're on the road, they'll wear their white jersey.
That is
Home,
cool.
they'll wear their red.
That
So
is cool.
So
I respect it.
I'm gonna dress like the team.
how many
They wear white
how
pants,
many
too?
jerseys is it appropriate to own for your own team? Like, what is the appropriate amount?
I don't know.
Ooh, great question.
I would say 4. I'd say 4.
So you got your home and away.
You got your home. You got 2 homes and 2 aways. Or maybe you do home.
What if your team is creative, unlike the
Okay.
Bears, and they have
so
different
great
jerseys?
great call.
Yeah.
Well,
home away, throwback.
there you go. You got to have an home away favorite player alternate jersey.
I have a Royals white, gray,
Yeah,
royal, and powder blue.
yeah.
I don't have a City Connect.
I
I
have
have
a
the hat.
I have a Rizzo. I have a Fowler. I have like a throwback jersey. And then I have when they played in the Little League World Series, I have like Javier Baez's El Maga.
Oh yeah.
Those are my
Players Weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
The
Players-
players.
No,
Weekend.
no, before that.
El Mago.
Mago.
The Magic,
Mago.
The
not the MAGA.
Okay.
Josh.
Yeah, Maga. That I have those 4.
Although I don't know Javier Baez's political stances.
Well,
In Chicago, of all cities?
how about where he's from?
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Neither do I.
Once again,
How many Bears jerseys? How many Cubs jerseys do you own, Gary?
I have one and it's framed.
Nice.
I don't get
Yeah.
jerseys to where I frame them,
That's nice.
and so it's a Sandberg.
more of a
signed
quarter zip
jersey.
guy?
Oh,
I just I don't-
No, he's a
I'm
hoodie
not
guy.
Jersey guy. Like I would wear a hockey sweater to a game.
yeah.
But
A
I'm not
jersey
gonna-
is very over the top. I mean, it is the most. It is the boldest way you could proclaim your fandom. A jersey.
I've never worn a jersey to a Nebraska Cornhusker game, but I don't think I can go to a Cubs game and not wear a jersey. I always wear a jersey to a Cubs game.
Yeah, baseball is just like that.
You kind of have to jersey it up. Like same thing with hockey. Now I grew up in a hockey family, so we have like.
Do you have any jerseys?
Yes, I was big into jerseys growing up. Now I don't have any current jerseys, but when I was younger, yeah, I had a lot. I had like a Dwight Howard jersey.
Check some jerseys. Go to the
They're
jersey
expensive
wall.
now.
Really?
Yeah,
Like what?
like they're not like $20 like they used
What?
to be.
They're not?
No, they're like 40 to 50.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
At that point, just buy a jersey.
Right.
exact. That's what I say. That's why I don't buy them.
Okay, you guys ready for this one?
Hit me.
Nebraska has landed a commitment from South Carolina offensive tackle Tree Babalade.
The Tree Man.
The Tree Man is back.
Oh, just call him Stump.
And it's not Ryan Kalkbrenner. It's Tree Babalade, a former 4-star recruit who has made 15 career starts.
We need Pavelka to work on the pronunciation. He's good at those.
Make room for Daddy. Make room for Tree.
He is a large man.
Yeah, we're
What's his height and weight? 'Cause I want-
I'm gonna just put the eyebrows
Make
on
room
it.
for Daddy.
We're pushing good 330.
Nice. I want
340
fat
maybe?
man. Is he's 6 foot what? 7? You say 6'7"?
I didn't say a height, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the University of South Carolina page. 6'5", 330 is the billing
6'5", is that enough?
Tackle?
Yeah.
out of Hyattsville,
What's
Maryland.
his arm length? What's his arm length?
Expected to be one of the highest paid offensive tackles in the nation.
Oh, do they have money again?
Mm,
Whoa!
Psychology.
Thank you,
nature.
Minchey. Thank you, Vogue.
Some angry donor saw the news last night and he called up a rule and he said, I got you.
Give me Tree.
I got you.
Now, which school is going to come in and swoop him?
Yeah. Wait, are we sure that he is on campus and he signed the contract?
Yeah, is the ink dry?
Can
No,
somebody-
committed is committed. He's committed.
I didn't know you could flip in the portal. I didn't know flipping was a thing.
Yep, you can just
But
go
at
wherever you
the end
want.
of the day, this was all Lane Kiffin's fault. Okay.
What if I told you?
Lane Kiffin's the first person to ever decommit from a thing.
No, this is because Sam Levitt is now going to be LSU's quarterback and was basically a lock to be Kentucky's quarterback. But now that he's going to be LSU's quarterback,
Oh.
Kentucky panicked and they go, okay, we have to get a quarterback now. And so they knew, hey, we stole a running back from Nebraska last year. We bet we could probably do the same thing to
We
a
could
quarterback.
son him again. They said,
Yeah.
make room
Make
for
room
Daddy.
for Daddy.
That's what Kentucky said.
That's a Kentucky side.
So Nebraska's two starting offensive tackles next year could be SEC transfers.
All right, Alabama, South
We are
Carolina.
so back.
That's
So
probably
back.
good, right?
Hey, what was your favorite? What was your favorite moment of the Jacob Hood era?
Oh, good one.
Well,
he
was
ended
an
up somewhere.
SEC,
Not here.
No, but he signed to somewhere, Cal, I think, or something like that.
Does he
no,
play?
Jacob Baroque from Bellevue West.
Sorry. Yes, I was thinking.
No, Jacob Hood was the
Where
former.
did Jacob Hood end up?
I have no idea.
He was a big guy. He was a good bus guy.
He was a good bus guy
Yeah.
coming off the bus.
Much like what's his name?
Eric
with,
Gilbert
with the incredible ass, Jalen Barnett. Remember him waddling around?
with the incredible ass.
Oh yeah, he had an incredible ass.
Okay.
Jacob Hood.
What is he,
Nichols,
Johnny Damon?
Nichols?
Is this for Jacob Hood?
Yeah, Georgia, Nebraska, Nichols State.
There you
Yeah.
That's going backwards.
That's closer to home.
Oh, is that what they said? Hey, at least he got his college paid for.
Yeah, I don't.
I ain't gonna blame him.
Yeah, whatever.
He played
Nice.
it. He played in the SEC, the Big Ten, and
Get in where you fit in.
He got to see
But-
America.
Can you imagine? Like they're like, "Hey, what are you going to get this guy?" Well, he's going to get free college, So that's something.
255 pass block snaps for the Tree Man last year. 1 sack allowed.
Whoa! Are you checking out his Pro Football Focus?
Oh, I can.
They
be-
tweeted it out,
whoa!
and it caught my eye.
Whoa! Check out. Hey, Google Jalen Barnett. I want you to see this.
Jalen Barnett
All right.
images.
Jalen Barnett, Nebraska. Maybe there's probably a lot of Jalen Barnetts. I think it was Jalin. He was one of those guys.
Wow, what an ass!
Like Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah,
Yep.
he had an interesting gait.
He did. Yeah.
He's got an interesting haircut. He was like Antonio Brown before the CTE.
And now they got Tree.
Rollins.
Tree. It's tree time. All right. Well, you guys have a great afternoon.
Whoa, that flew by.
It's over. It's all over. That is the crossover powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at Everlevel Concrete. It is Tuesday. We'll start things next.
Tree Rollins.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620, The Zone.
Good morning and welcome in. It is the Connor Happer Show. You're on a Tuesday, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer and Josh Odson with you. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt writes in on YouTube.
Hi, John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Please tell me we are signing portal players. ... Please. I only tell you what the news is. Signing
If
and
it's our story to tell.
remember, signing and committing are different things, but also signing is somewhat nonsensical as well. I
The
mean,
DocuSign, right?
yes, but it's not just that. Like, I don't know if there's anything. What they're signing is like NIL deals. Basically, they're signing like rev share / NIL deals to like that guarantees them a certain amount of money. But if it's not that, then I don't know what. Like, I don't know what it. So I don't know what attaches these people. It's all a very nebulous. There's people in the portal. There's all these schools, and then you are only magnetized to wherever you're going to go, whenever the season starts. Like there is a portal period and it lasts for another 10 days. But after that, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's stopping people from going to a different school at this point. Yeah, you could say rules, but we don't know what those are. That's a nonsensical situation. So, yeah. We got to experience the portal up close and personal last night. Text from the 402.
Hi, 402.
Football is dead. Give the money to Fred. People are all in on this idea of just I think it makes much more economic sense to delete your football program entirely and have the best basketball program of all time.
The weight of expectations.
You know what's funny, guys? The Nebraska basketball doesn't have a whole lot of funding from an NIL perspective / a program support perspective from their school comparatively to their peers. And they literally haven't lost a game. So maybe just keep this. Maybe the formula is okay. Maybe it teaches you that you could actually do things without throwing millions and billions of dollars at it. Like win games.
The games matter.
Win game. What do you close up zooming on here, Josh?
You
really want to know where this list
I
ends up?
really am intrigued by this list that Stephen A is doing. I'm sorry.
Stephen A is doing top 5 quarterbacks who are under the most pressure. Josh is addicted to top 5s.
Sam Darnold, number 2. Okay.
So
I know who
Darnold
number
2,
1 is going to be.
Love 3, Lawrence 4, and CJ Stroud 5. Yeah, Josh Allen is certainly number 1.
It's just I couldn't think of 5 quarterbacks that were under pressure to perform.
Sam Darnold is definitely one of them.
There's one.
Yeah, it's Josh Allen time.
If Sam Darnold loses in the playoff, Sam Darnold lost in the playoff.
Josh Allen.
Well, he's Sam Darnold.
Yeah, he's Sam Darnold. So, speaking of that, Josh, our final NFL reaction overreaction of the season. We'll put the Riders to bed.
Season finale.
For, I think it's going to be 3 months. And we could, unless we could.
Longest break they get
We
all
could
year.
do a couple college, like maybe we'll throw in a couple college basketball, if they're like, hey, I'm getting really bored with this Cancun thing. Like, let's come up with a couple college basketball topics today. Great. That'd be awesome. But consistently, we're done until baseball reaction overreaction. The Riders are done. And so they will be here to say goodbye today, not in person, but of course through their proxies, which is us.
We don't let them on air.
No, that would be ridiculous.
They're writers.
And we'll see what they have for us.
Better be good. I mean, it's your last batch. You better bring it.
I haven't opened up that envelope yet. So we will see. Allan Bell will join us today at 11:30. And NFL reaction overreaction. That's our lineup, powered by the Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard. We'd love to hear from you all. 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline. You can call or text that number. Tweet at Happer Show, at Connor Happer, at producer_Josh on the X feed. You can email ConnorJoshO at 1620thezone.com in the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to the YouTube streamers, where once again, John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt has chimed in and he said, if it does, I think he means if it doesn't.
I would think so.
If it doesn't pertain to the portal, then I don't care. He said.
Wow. That's a lot of eggs in one basket.
I wish I could. I wish I could spend a whole show on this, but
Some people do.
some people do. It's not. We have Nebrasketball to talk about. We
I'm
have
not-
undefeated Nebrasketball to talk about. I can't believe that more people are. It's amazing because we can see it, in the segments that we do, and but if we do an episode about the basketball team and we package it that way on like the podcast, less people listen to it, like definitively every
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It doesn't matter what's going on with Nebraska football. It doesn't they could be the worst team in the world, and it would still, it would still do numbers compared to the basketball topics. But guess what? We don't care about that crap. We like to talk about what we like to talk about. That's why we talk about airport updates and streetcar updates and the fact that I watched a movie over the weekend.
Mhm.
We don't care about the numbies. So we talk about Nebraska basketball, the great and powerful almighty Nebraska basketball.
I feel like
Folks.
maybe last night's win was kind of like just kind of a ho-hummer for
A ho hummer.
a lot of the audience. Got another one. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is the untrained. Maybe it's the untrained eye to basketball games.
Mhm.
But I don't know if you guys have heard this. It is hard to win on the road in
Yeah,
conference.
Yeah.
And any of those should be taken with
Great pride.
great pride. Indeed, especially last second wins.
I don't know if it was because it was a Monday night. It was just kind of it was very sleepy. Oh, back to work. Oh, I'm so sleepy.
Well, their environment sucks. Ohio State, for as good as they are at football, God, their basketball environment stinks.
well, just the fan,
Their,
just
their, their court sucks. Their building sucks.
I'm
Their whole
talking.
thing.
Well, yeah, I'm talking more about the online discourse. Just another one.
Josh is calling last night a ho hummer.
You can
Sure.
quote me on
It's
that.
very, very interesting. There are some portal things that we could talk about, including no Minchey.
Oh no!
Where's
Disaster.
Minchey? Also, a man named Taco caught the game-tying touchdown in the FCS Championship game in overtime last night. Taco,
That was a game.
can you believe it? A man named Taco.
It had all the vibes of that Steelers-Ravens game where I don't know if this is good football, but it is exciting.
But I like it.
There are stakes, things are happening, mistakes are being made. They seem critical.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And yet there are some people who talk about college football for a living who watched the entire game, and their reaction was, "Why don't we just change this back to 1AA? What do if this FCS thing isn't really working for me? Why don't we change it back to 1AA? What are you talking about?
Quick little.
What is bro talking about?
Quick little takelet here.
Oh, you have a take, like a tiny take?
A tiny take.
All right.
People who cover college football
They are idiots.
are the dumbest people.
Seriously.
Touch grass. Like, talk to another human being.
Aaron writes in,
Iron.
says Nebraska's win last night might be the best of its season.
Oh.
Illinois kind of snuck up on people in the team. Michigan State had the home crowd. This was a 2-day turnaround with a team with lots of talent and a
Okay.
sleepy environment.
You're hearing how great you are all weekend, and then you got to get up and get back to work. And
One at a time.
you got Braves play-by-play man Brandon Gaudin there.
Yeah, who was his color guy?
I don't know.
Whoa.
Yikes.
Sean writes in,
Hi, Sean.
Dannon
Dannon.
needs to put a men's basketball game in Memorial Stadium. They would finally have a product worth watching there. What do you think,
The
Josh?
volleyball product is worth watching. They put it there.
Well, everybody, I've heard it's very difficult for these concerts and things like that to move their junk into Memorial Stadium because it's a 150-year-old 100-year-old stadium. So, you're going to need to come up with ways for alternative revenue. Fred. Your answer is Fred.
A off-season dunk contest.
Fred, do basketball for me.
They could take on the Globetrotters.
I heard at the Michigan State game they had Will Compton. Will Compton wasn't there, but they had him on the video board, like doing his stuff that he normally does for foot.
Whoa.
This is what I heard. Okay. Why This is like Trev Alberts giving the Jawan Gary a black shirt.
Yes. That is
It's like, no, bro. Like, this is basketball.
Uh-huh.
Could pick anyone else.
Call Ty Lue.
Literally anyone.
Yeah.
Call Keisei Tominaga.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, Will Compton warned us about the Minchey last night.
He had some things to say.
Yeah, interesting that I think I think we've seen before evidence that Will Compton has a direct line to the coach himself. So I found his wording to be fascinating last night.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we're off and running on a Tuesday. We'll be back after this on 1620 The Zone. So I got memed again last night in the Nebrasketball meme army.
Oh no.
I think it was from a place of warmth from
okay.
Mike Stibbs.
I know him.
He tweeted at Ohio State basketball, just a picture of me looking into that camera up there and doing the peace sign. Which I don't know. The memes,
good meme.
There's no reason why memes happen. They just happen, right? I didn't see how the meme. I didn't see how the meme army did last night.
I'll admit I didn't dive deep.
And as far as I know, there was no real controversies from last night's game.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting. It's good.
Yeah, no, it's a great thing.
Do you think the meme bit will die as, I don't know, like people just, don't put it on the internet that I'm trying to say it should die. Do not put that on the internet because that is not what I'm talking about. But do you think that Nebrasketball fans will like lose their sort of pettiness as they barrel toward their first ever NCAA tournament win and maybe an appearance in the second weekend of the NCAA tournament? I mean, that could be the case.
I feel like the next like 4 to 5 weeks, it might lull, but then it'll ramp back up as the games become important and we get into tournament play and all that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens to the fun. Like I guess I hope it doesn't, but I do wonder if people just be like, yeah, I mean, this is great. I don't have time to do memes anymore, because I'm just enjoying how awesome this is. Or like, I don't have time to yell at Connor Happer after the games anymore because he's not in my thought process.
Tom Chattel said I should act like I've been there before. I'm not going to meme.
It's not that. It's not that. It's I have lost my will to be petty, and it's been replaced with I'm just so happy. I'm just the happiest person on earth. Is that possible? I'm curious.
I guess it's possible, yeah.
Okay. Let's get to an email here on the Equitable Bank inbox. Brian writes in.
Hi, Brian.
He says, controversy. There was controversy on whether Frager traveled on his step through. Oh yeah, that was stupid. Why was there controversy about that? It was a good move. I never once thought that he traveled. I don't know why people thought that.
Nobody calls travel anymore.
Who thought that? Ohio State fans who don't know ball. It's funny. The Big Ten is so funny too because a lot of the conversations are so wacky. A lot of the basketball conversations in the Big Ten are really wacky because we have football-pilled schools.
They're clearly coming from a football fan base.
Correct. And they like don't know.
Whereas
they
ACC
don't really know what they're looking
basketball
at.
conversations,
I
they
think
just sound different.
It's that case with every school in the league with the exception of Michigan State and Indiana, probably.
The football school?
Indiana, yeah, I know. It's in their DNA though. They're basketball pilled.
Sure.
But the conversations are really odd sometimes as it pertains to the Big Ten Conference and it's so big and there's these West Coast teams and nobody knows what to do with them. Did you see Rothstein's take last night? Rothstein just fired off here's my take. Not Nebraska. No West Coast team will ever win the Big Ten.
Whoa.
He just fired that into the space. He was like, you guys go ahead and drink this down. See what you think. It's on me.
What?
Peroni's on me at the Haymarket.
What's the basis for that comment?
I don't know. But the travel.
It's not like baseball where there's a significant geographic disadvantage.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure where Rothstein gets the stuff that he gets.
Huh.
I
feel like a lot of you were just firing off takes to get.
I know. Oh, do you think they're engagement farming?
It's
kind of interesting.
People react to this.
Yeah.
Used to be about the take.
Black Cat says Oregon losing to Rutgers was the tipping point. Oregon's just not very good.
Yeah.
I think we've learned that over the first several weeks of the season. Husker Country says it was a travel. It's just no longer enforced. What do you mean? Like the travel was a travel or like that used to be a travel? It was a travel or it was a travel. It's just not enforced. It didn't look like a travel to me. Looked like a pretty clear step through, like drag your foot, layup. I want to talk about Mr. Frager, Mr. Finger Guns, Mr. Finger Scissors here in just a couple minutes. He is an excellent player. and he is
You're on the Frager farm.
the Frager farm.
Mhm.
You think are you accusing me of Frager farming? Josh?
I guess I am. Yeah. a little
I
bit.
think
Yeah, sure.
I'll explain this next, but I think that he is he's probably a player that if he's on this team, like in Fred's early days at Nebraska, or during the Miles era or whatever, like if he's not on this team, it doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
So that we'll talk about that here in just a second. Also, we have plenty of portal things to get to, but it'll whet the appetite for Nebrasketball talk coming up next on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Make room for daddy!
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome back. 11 o'clock hour of the Connor Happer Show here on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Commanders offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury is leaving the football Commanders.
Oh, here we go.
I
Here we go.
almost
Is
said
he going-
the R word.
Whoa.
You remember what they were called
I
before?
do.
All right. To pursue other opportunities. They agreed to mutually part ways. I don't know what the favorite. I don't know what the favorite for that would be. Is there a college job out there that he's about to take?
That's what I was thinking. Is there one open that I'm not currently remembering?
College OC?
I guess that's
Could
possible.
be a college OC.
Yeah. That feels like a step down, but I mean, if you're happier there, go there.
Definitely. Possibly
One of the NFL head coach?
possibly an easier job though. What is more labor intensive? NFL OC or college OC? College OC, you don't have to recruit anymore.
Yeah.
They don't.
NFL is harder, right? Yeah.
I think so because you're scheming harder.
He saw the Dana plan and he's like, don't have to recruit. I can go to Thailand if I want to.
Seriously, Dana is a great example for all offensive coordinators who don't want to work very hard.
I don't even have to be good.
It might be a bit of a pain in the butt because all of a sudden you're working with a coach who
does he have a friend who is a college coach? I imagine he does, right?
Oh yeah, Cliff's got friends.
Oh, he seems like a guy who has a lot of friends.
He's got a nice house in the desert, and he's got cool sunglasses, and he's ready to coordinate your offense.
Something we don't talk about enough is how the COVID NFL draft really led us into some places.
That was great.
At
Roger Goodell's
times.
basement,
Yeah.
one of the best. Kingsbury's living room.
Who was coaching the Giants at the time? And he had just like a folding card table up in his basement.
Oh, was it the funny?
And it was sad.
Was it the John Bishop looking guy?
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? That was a great one. Yeah, we get some good behind the scenes stuff during that period of time.
The people who let us in, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner Goodell. Nebraska basketball.
Hoops.
They've won 19 games in a row.
That's almost the whole season.
This is incredible. And this season, they've won 15 in a row. And as it's scheduled right now, I mean, you're scheduled for 31 games at this moment. Obviously, there's the Big Ten tournament, and which they will make, and the NCAA tournament, which they almost assuredly will make at this point. So you're going to end up playing at least probably 33, 34, 35 games, but you're halfway done. The season is halfway over, and Nebraska hasn't lost yet. I feel like that's just worth repeating as much as we could. I actually think we're underselling that piece of it.
That the season's half
like
over?
it's no. It's fun that they're it's great that they're good, and I think people are surprised by that. But it's way more ridiculous that they're not only good, they are undefeated. They haven't lost. What are you covering up your mouth for?
Oh,
what did you see?
I went to the bracketology page, and it has undergone a significant remodel.
What does it say?
Just the layout.
Oh yeah. You talk about Lenardi?
Yeah.
Lenardi is freaking people out because he's doing some weird stuff with the auto bids. Like, does he have Nebraska as the Big Ten auto bid? Because he should at this point.
Is that what that little symbol means?
Maybe.
Yeah.
He probably should.
He has Nebraska as the auto bid. They're a 3 seed in Oklahoma City, taking on Wright State in the first round.
When did this come out? Today or
this morning? Yes.
Okay. 3 seed, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Got to put him as a 2.
Creighton next 4 out.
Next 4 out.
That's right.
Not bad. Not bad. See, before the Seton Hall game, they were the auto bid, which they're not winning the Big East. Sorry. There is the path, but they're not winning the Big East. So I think that needs to be talked about. Just the fact that they are literally undefeated. I was trying to find the beginning of it. There we go.
The biggest.
No, not that one. Give me the basketball.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I took a week off and it's not there anymore.
Oh no. Well, I guess all we have is this,
God!
which is fine. I don't know. I did hear Kent's final call last night. It wasn't particularly absurd, so we're going to refrain from using it.
Did you see his scorebook though?
Yeah, that's what he that always looks like that.
He wrote "Make room for Daddy" on the scorebook last.
And we found
night.
out that he was referencing that 60s sitcom that Random
Okay.
Mike was talking about because he did a GIF last night. So Nebraska basketball is 15-0. They are 4-0 in the Big Ten. They are with a win last night. By the way, hilarious that Ohio State down by 3 with a few seconds left in the game decided to. I don't know if that was their first option, but like, you know who ended up shooting the shot? A 7-footer who's made 5 threes the entire season. Why? I don't know how it ended. Maybe Nebraska, stifled it to. I didn't watch it back, for the ball to end. But it seemed like the play was going to him. Anyway, yeah, he's a 13% 3-point shooter. Whatever. Their loss. Not exactly sure about Jake Diebler, but every game is going to be a battle in the Big Ten Conference. And Nebraska, I just feel like the big picture takeaway from me, and this is getting to be a nightly thing for them, they just feel like they just feel like the team that is in control. They control what they can control. One of the best that that certainly that Nebraska has seen, right? And I think the concern is not in your hands, and not like we know the lack of athleticism, but it's in other teams' hands, right? So there's always the chance that when they get to the NCAA tournament or when they get down the road in the season, like some team's going to come out of nowhere and just drop 17 threes on them and they're going to lose. But they're willing to, their math equation is that we are willing to bet that you're not going to do that. We're going to trap and double the posts. We're really fast on our closeouts. They're actually quite good at three. Like, you watch them closely, like theoretically their defense is set up so they're vulnerable to giving up the three, but their closeouts are so good and they never miss a rotation that they make those shots really difficult too. So they make everything difficult on you defensively. Their metrics, by the way, defensively on KenPom, they're up to 17 today. 17th best adjusted efficiency defense in the country. But there's always going to be those games where they just, somebody comes along and they make 16 threes, and you're going to, really have to have a good day offensively in order to stay in those games. But the thing that strikes me game by game is they're going to be in these close games, and they just seem to be the calmer, more in control basketball team. I felt like Ohio State's mounting a comeback right last night. Here they come. Ball's rolling downhill a little bit on them. Fred gets in the huddle. They had at the perfect moment last night on FS1. They jumped in the Fred huddle. Diebler's out there yelling at him and blah, 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 blah. They jumped in the Fred huddle, and Fred goes, I just think we're getting a little bit sped up right now. It's get into our stuff, get the ball across half court, and let's do our thing. That was the message. It was no like, you guys are doing this and you're doing this and we have to go there. We got to draw this up for this. No, it's Fred, right? And so what do we always say about, football teams, basketball teams, whatever it might be? They tend to take on the personality of their coach. And that is 100% happening right now with this team. And they are calm, cool, collected, stone-faced, in control, confident, all of that stuff. And that really shows in these 1 or 2 possession games, especially on the road. They're like, that's cool. We're going to go make a play. We're going to go make one more play than you. And it's impressive. That will carry. And the defense will carry. Unless somebody, like I said, somebody comes out of nowhere and drops 23s on you, which
possible in today's game.
Right? It's possible that's the crappy part about basketball, because Nebraska could go 26-5 and then go to the NCAA tournament and be a 2 seed and some 15 from the MEAC comes out of nowhere and drops 100 threes on you and you're dead. Like that's the problem with basketball, but that's the problem with sports in general. You know, and Nebraska over a sample size of the entire season, this is a formula that 100% works. I'm constantly struck by their ability to just, you know, be in those moments and now I think, you know, earlier in the season, the conversation for them was about like, wow, look at this. They have a bunch of guys who completely understand their roles. That's obviously still the case. You know, you go Sam, you go, you know, Sanford, you go Lawrence, Berkay, and of course Mast. And you're like, yep, you know exactly what those guys are there for. And you could trust them to do whatever they do on the court. And of course, there's some variance in there. Like Mast isn't always going to have the best night. And Lawrence didn't have a good night last night, and whatever it might be. But then once you have that settled in, it's funny how this works. It's like in a baseball batting order, right? If 1, 2, 3, and 4 are doing their jobs, if 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are doing their jobs, guess who gets better? 6, 7, 8, 9, all those guys. And I just think Frager is such a good piece for this group in particular. He is, and I said this before the break, I'll repeat it again since this is our Nebrasketball like closed door segment. Like, I don't know if he works on any other Nebrasketball team that I've seen. That is not to take credit away from him, but everybody else is so entrenched in what they do on the roster. Everybody completely understands what they're supposed to be doing. And then Frager is the one who's athletic enough and creative enough where you could go tell him, like, you just go ahead and we're going to ISO you out, like, cook. Go ahead. And he's basketball smart too. You know, he had a couple really, really good slips and he showed great footwork last night and stuff like that too. So I don't want to, I'm not saying this to take credit away from him, but he is exploding right now because everybody else is so comfortable and entrenched in their roles. And you could just tell Braden Frager, like, yeah, man, you're going to end up with the ball in your hands at the end of this thing. Like, go do it. And the more creators you have like that, you know, the better off you are. I do feel like that's kind of what Nebraska needs, you know, at a certain point, the role players, once again, I don't mean these as negative at all, but calling them role players, but like you need just a little bit more and something to a guy that you could put the ball in his hands and say, go create a shot. And I think Frager is that guy on this team. So it's not like a gigantic role, but in these final moments, in these one possession games, which there are going to be a lot more of this season for them, then it is going to be pretty big. And it just works. It just clicks. And he was viewed, you know, he didn't have the cleanest, you know, sort of resume coming out of high school. And it's just, I don't know. It's just the perfect spot for him to be in, where you're in this sort of controlled environment and you're still telling him, hey, look out, you know, you can go out there and do you too. You're not trying to make him something that he's not, which is a really big positive. And that's a story with this entire team.
Good comment here from Alex on YouTube.
Hi, Alex on YouTube.
Frager is the lime mango habanero cheese on the wine and cheese platter that is Nebrasketball.
Oh, he's the one. He's the wacky guy.
Yeah, there's the one little bit of that's a flavor journey I wasn't ready for.
He's the guy who shows up with the orange tux at the Snow Owl convention.
The vibe out there.
Think by the bar, but at the vibe. His party died. We're not saying that he murdered a snow owl with a cork. We were not saying that.
No, we are not saying that.
Oh.
I want to be clear.
Let's see here. Aaron writes in.
Hi, Aaron.
I know I have an opinion way back in mid-November. Maybe I said an entire thing about how much more fun Nebrasketball is over football since I've moved back. How I like the games and how it's fun to look forward to and not at all like football and a chore and something that I need to do because I'm an alum and I'm from the state. I'm not sure last night could ever begin to show that more. Nebrasketball was super fun, a big win on Monday night, and Nebraska football immediately goes into crisis mode, crisis alert, and Will Compton tries to take away my joy. I won't let it. You can't break me anymore. This is fun, and they are good. Good on you. Put the football stuff aside. Let them do whatever the hell they're going to do, and just focus on the stuff that's going on right now. Good job, Aaron.
What was the lady who had the Netflix show? Does this bring you joy? Campo, something like that.
Okay.
And if this does not bring you joy, don't consume it. Don't have it in your house.
Exactly.
Does this bring me joy? Nebraska basketball? Yes. Yes, it does.
It should.
Yeah.
It should bring you great joy.
Does the bidding wars of a transfer portal season bring me joy? No, not Marie Kondo. Thank you, Hot Danger.
Good one.
I'd
never heard of that person in my life.
It was a COVID thing.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, if it's not bringing you joy, get rid of it. Or at least put it down for 9 months.
A couple questions and thoughts from the YouTube comments. Here's Heath.
Hi, Heath.
Is Nebraska basketball trying to redeem the volleyball team and go undefeated and win the Natty? Too soon?
Oh, I hadn't considered that.
You have to at least entertain the possibility that Nebraska basketball could go undefeated and win the Natty at this point.
You do.
That has to have been a thought that has entered your mind.
My mind? Like specifically me or the royal me?
The royal you.
Okay.
Your mind.
Yeah.
America's mind.
America's mind.
America's starting to think about Nebraska ball a little bit more. Hey, and I guess if there was one, I want to talk about this a little bit. So if there was one controversy from last night, people are starting to watch them, right? They're like, I think I need to watch this team, see what they're all about. You could, can you understand, level with me a little bit, Nebrasketball fan. I know we're high on life right now, but
can't tell them nothing.
Can you understand why people would take a peek in to Nebrasketball? They would watch them for a game and they would say, yeah, they're undefeated, but I don't really know how good they are. Do you understand why they're saying that?
I guess so.
Okay.
Let
me explain it to you.
There's a brand problem.
No. It's not that. It's not that.
Okay.
You're
talking about something else.
Let me explain this to you. I said this way before this, several weeks ago. What makes them good is not visible and not perceptible to the human eye. It is intangible.
Okay.
It is intangible. Why? That is the key to them being good.
One of those greater than the sum of the...
Correct. The pieces are the pieces. You look at Sam Hoiberg and you say, really, you're going to win? You're going to go to the Sweet 16 with that? Like, you're going to go to the Final Four with that guy? Like, I don't think so. Like, when you're trying to identify national championship candidates at this point in the year, what you're looking for is ceiling. And Nebraska is still limited in terms of the ceiling that they have. But you have to admit, even those people would admit, they have a fighting chance against literally anybody because of how connected they are and because of how, all the intangible stuff that I just mentioned. They do. They 100% are that. But people are always looking for, can this guy do this? And can this guy guard this? And what's the ceiling here? And
guard play matchups.
Guard play matchups and all that different stuff. Like, we don't have to get offended when people are like, yeah, they're top 10. Like, they're also not grading them on the bubble curve anymore. Nebraska's not on the bubble curve anymore.
That's correct.
They're on like the top 4 seed curve. Mm-hmm. They're on the top 16 team in the country.
When's that show?
Late February, mid-February.
Okay, we're still a ways off of that.
Something like that. They're grading them on that curve now. And there's which comes with the automatic expectation and connotation that you are a second weekend team. They're comparing them to all of the other second weekend teams. That should bring a smile to your face.
Life comes at you
You
fast.
should be really happy about this.
Yeah.
They're not comparing you to bubble teams out there. They're comparing your resume to the best 15 teams in America, in the country, and you're comparing them against them. What do they have and what do they don't? And so Nebraska's right now, they're right in that mix. They're right in that conversation. So just we don't need to get offended about every time anyone says, like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's not the fact that they have Nebraska written across their jersey.
There's nothing to do there, though.
In my opinion. Yeah, I know. People always get triggered about that one. Wow, look at this. My inbox is full. How much of this is junk?
Oh.
Let's see.
Hit us with the highlights.
John emails in.
Hi, John.
Basketball. I'm very happy for the basketball fans that are getting the season they are getting, especially after Rule ruined another football season. I wish I could stand watching basketball even a little so I could join in, but I just can't watch basketball. That is it.
At least basketball hater John can appreciate
John
what's happening.
has moved off of his zero thought and zero care about this to saying, you know what? Okay, I will admit that I'm at least mildly happy for the other people around me who are getting to experience this.
He understands.
I'm not going to do it, but this is great.
He knows we have a job to do, right? And he's like, well, they probably have to talk basketball now at this point.
Yeah.
They're 15-0.
Yep. Text from the 531.
531.
These white men are dangerous meme. I haven't seen that meme, but I like that idea. That's for sure. Text from the 402. How about this? This is a text. In 2 years, Frager will be our version of Grant Gibbs. Opponents will hate him, but he will be our a-hole, and we love him. We only have the one instance right now. We just have finger scissors. I don't see it. Not a glue guy, not a I'm just going to,
not a G League coach.
Gibbs is the kind of guy who, if you're standing there as they're getting ready to inbound the ball, he'd pull your shorts down a little bit, like that kind of guy. And then he'd give the camera a wink afterwards. He famously threw the ball on an inbound off a guy's back and laid it up. One of those guys. I don't know. I guess I don't know how Frager projects on the Grant Gibbs scale, but fascinating.
Got to ask Nick Baugh.
How does he project on the Grant Gibbs scale? Okay, but another day, another Nebrasketball win. They will play on Saturday against. So 2 straight games against coaches who would really enjoy beating Nebraska.
Oh.
Darren DeVries, Dana Altman. Can you survive another and be 17-0? Hey, I guess it's one game at a time at this point. We'll talk about plenty of other things as we go on throughout the show, including Mr. Minchey, who is no longer going to be joining us. But coming up next, Allan Bell. He'll join the show. We got to talk about football, the NFL. Ever heard of it?
I have.
Playoffs are coming up.
Yeah.
We're back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Allan Bell. The AB3 on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, we're joined now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline by our good friend Allan Bell from Driving the Line. AB, good to talk to you again. I think it's been a while, right? How are you?
I'm wonderful, sir. It has been a while. You doing okay?
All right, we're doing great. I want to know, have you paid any attention to the upcoming national phenomenon that is about to hit you in March, which is Nebraska basketball so far this year?
Oh, I'm ready for it, right? And look, this team is fantastic. And now taking it on the road, doing it too. Look, we're ready for this. And there's no fan base that deserves it more. Anybody in the country. Nebraska, let's go, man. Get behind it.
Get ready. Get ready. It's coming. You're gonna be hearing a lot about Nebraska basketball coming up in a couple months, or as they continue to be undefeated. But let's talk about the NFL playoffs. First of all, can you believe it? We're already here, and we ended up with this yet again. I think the stat held of like we get X amount of new playoff teams every year and stuff like that, and we ended up with a pretty wide open field here, at least according to most. As you look at it in general, Allan, what do you sort of see? What jumps out to you?
Well, I say the same thing that you do, right? I mean, look at the NFL season this year, and especially the last month of the season. This thing is absolutely wide open, right? Like, I don't know what to do with the Rams. I don't know what to do with the 49ers. I don't know what to do with the Denver Broncos. I believe in these teams, right? It's just, my goodness, man, this thing is wide open. And then you throw in, we've got division games. We've got a team hosting that's got a losing record. It really does feel like March Madness. Like when you look at this as a bracket, you're just saying, fill it out. Let's go. Anybody can literally win this year. And I feel like we don't say that very often in the NFL, but truly it is this year.
And I don't know how different this is from most. Like if you went back and sort of thought about it through this lens, it feels like everybody, defensive. These are half the league is in the playoffs, and these are the top half of the league defenses in the NFL. And there's a mix there. Like there's a scale. Some are better than others, obviously, that are in this playoff here. But with that being said, how straight it seems to be across the board with all the defenses. I think I've decided this, Allan. I've come up with the system, and the system is that I am going to select whichever quarterback I feel more comfortable with on a game by game basis. And I think that's what we're going to end up with when we get to the end of the line in the conference championship games in the Super Bowl.
It's a good strategy, man. Honestly, it is. There's no more important position, arguably in sports, than the quarterback position. And believing in that is a good look. That's why we bet interception on Driving the Line, because the quarterback's going to touch the ball every play. All right. So if you've got a good one or you've got a bad one, it's going to show. I completely agree with it. Also, look, another strategy, and I don't know if this is accurate, but I'm going to look at this kind of the same way we have with the college football playoff. What does it do for these teams that get a bye, right? Are they rusty or does it help? We've seen now 2 years in a row where we've seen craziness in the first week of the college football playoff, and then even more craziness. Now, it's the NFL. I'm not saying it's the same thing, but I'm with you in looking at this because it feels like the two sports are getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
So you might find tendencies there. Yeah.
Yeah. That, and I don't know how much better Seattle and Denver are than the rest of the teams in the field too. There's that piece of it. It just doesn't feel like there's as big of a gap between the ones and everybody else, maybe this year or some others.
Yep, completely agree with you. And we're going to see some upsets, honestly. Like, that's what's going to make this so fascinating is who's the first home team that gets bounced. And that's going to happen. It's probably going to happen quick.
Okay, so surprising or not, I'm going to skip over Carolina and the Rams because we knew that the team that would be placed in that game was going to be big favorites over the Panthers, 10.5 as of right now. Are you surprised the Packers are slight favorites over the Bears on the road to start? Like that number hit me sort of odd, and I can't make a whole lot of sense of it right now.
Yeah, I can't either. Maybe pressure, maybe having been there, I'm not sure. But to be completely honest with you, with it being a divisional game, I actually look at the Bears more in this one, to be completely honest with you, because I do think they're the better team. But then again, man, these sports books, they own real estate in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I do not. They're smart people, but yeah, I'm with you. I think the Bears are a much better team here overall.
Well, I think people will look at it, and you're right. That's got to be the point from the book. They're saying, I think we could get a lot of people, a lot of action on the Bears plus 1.5 here. And, and then just be ready for, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get as much action as they could possibly get. And then the Packers go and win it or whatever it might be. I just feel like that is an enticing number because most people look at it like you do, and they say the Bears are an edge better, especially at home.
Yep. And you know what it's going to come down to? Honestly, this number is also going into the head coaching position, right? You got a rookie head coach in Chicago who's clearly never coached a playoff game because he's never had the opportunity to, and now he does. Matt LaFleur having been there before, that plays into it as well. Divisional games, start looking at unders, though, because these things usually get very tight very quickly.
Oh, yeah, 45.5 in that game. The other 1.5 spread here is for Buffalo on the road at Jacksonville. Now, I think we have two pretty good quarterbacks in this game, but it's hard for me to – I'm giving Josh Allen a lot of leeway here, a lot of benefit of the doubt as we go into these playoffs. How am I misguided in that, Allan?
Well, you're not misguided because, look, man, we got to prove it at some point. And, look, it's really hard to win in the NFL. It's hard to win in the NFL playoffs. But we asked the same thing, about Lamar if he would have been in. Obviously, the Steelers got in. But, no, man, it's a fair question with Josh Allen and with the coaching staff, too. It's not all on him. But if there were ever a time for Buffalo to make a run, this feels like it would be it. I mean, it's wide open, right?
Yep, 100%. No, there's no ghost of – there's no Mahomes. There's no ghost of Mahomes either. And then in the other three, whether it be Sunday or Monday, San Francisco, Philly, evenly matched. Chargers and Patriots, evenly matched. Houston and Pittsburgh, both, have shown their warts on offense, but both have pretty solid defenses, evenly matched across the board. And we're talking about 3.5 or 4.5 point spreads here. We could come up with just about any result, I think, out of those three, but maybe even the first, the wild card weekend in general.
Oh my goodness. I mean, we have so much going on. Like, there are going to be upsets that are going to happen. We've got Aaron Rodgers. Like, now we're in his last game, every game of how long they stay. And that game for the Texans against the Colts, I know it kind of mattered, didn't matter, mattered for seeding, whatever. I've got concerns about them too. I don't know what to believe. I'll say this, though. What I do believe in is Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots, loving the way that this team is going out and playing. If you want to believe in somebody, I would start there because New England looks very dangerous. And who do we go for MVP? We going Stafford or Drake May?
Yeah, great question. I don't know. Probably. I don't know. Maybe you would give it to Drake May. Just at this point in the season, you'd just say, yeah, he's led them to this place. I know they haven't. The knock on them is they haven't really beaten anybody, and they played the schedule that they played. But man, they have been the most consistently solid team all year long. And I don't know if you give out an MVP award to the guy who is the quarterback of the most consistently solid team. That's not usually the description of the award.
Agreed, right? But yeah, I mean, it's going to be fascinating what the voters do here this year because you've got kind of the old legend that's going out, or you got the young kid. Oh, I'm fascinated to see, even from a betting perspective, man. Yeah, could be good.
Friday college games, Allan. Another, a couple close ones. 3.5 point spreads in both of the games. Miami over Ole Miss at this point, and Indiana 3.5 point favorite over Oregon. Any angles you like in either of the college games on Friday or Thursday and Friday? Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, you look at India and look, Oregon's playing phenomenal football, but my goodness, man, like Sig and Indiana, they're just doing it. It's hard for me not to believe in them. And then Miami and Ole Miss, that's like the dream scenario game. I hate that like one of these teams has to get bounced because both their seasons are just amazing of what we're seeing. I don't know what to do, honestly. And I think I'm just going Miami. Like, it feels like national championship in Miami. it just feels like it's kind of set up for them. But yeah, man, Indiana's the team for me. Minus 4, give me that all day.
Either way, we get an awesome, very, very fresh and new national championship game. It was like a couple of years ago when we had, Michigan and TCU was a semifinal game, right? Like that felt that new and fresh. Like this, it's either going to be, it could be Mississippi and Indiana, which is hilarious, or it could be Miami and Indiana, or Oregon and whichever one of those teams. Like that's so much fun.
I think, yeah, I agree. And I think I could speak for everyone in saying we're all tired of Alabama and Georgia. Let's see someone else, right? Like, I completely agree with you, man. I'm going to have fun with whoever wins the national championship college football, man. It's going to be a blast.
We have an excellent week coming up, starting on Thursday night with playoff games all through the weekend. AB, good luck as you prepare for all of it, and we'll talk to you soon.
Look forward to it, my friend. Thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate it.
Allan Bell, check him out. Driving the Line. He's got a pod as he's looking at all of these things every single day. I can't wait to talk about these playoff games on Thursday and then Friday. This is not an official pick, Josh, but
okay.
gut. Who is our gut national championship game?
Miami, Indiana.
I think Ole Miss, Indiana.
Ooh, fun.
Oregon could win too.
Yeah.
I do think out of the two games, the heaviest picked team is going to be Indiana. Indiana is the national championship favorite. Indiana is the best team in the country, and they probably have been the entire year. So there's a reason for that, but it's still Indiana, right? So people maybe aren't like mentally ready for that, much like they're not mentally ready for Nebrasketball top 10, but it's happening.
Precisely.
Exactly. But my gut says Ole Miss, Indiana at this point, but that's without diving into all of it quite yet. We'll have NFL reaction, overreaction coming up in the noon hour. We'll see what the writers have on the board for
Hope
us.
it's good. It's the last time we're going to hear from them.
It better be good.
Yeah.
It better be good. They usually come through for us.
Oh, yeah. Then they've had some time to cook on these. We haven't been on the air on a Tuesday in a little bit.
All right, so before we do that in the noon hour, the odd news is coming up next. We'll also talk about the Minchey saga coming up at noon as well. Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys?
Host is roasting every morning. Host is roasting every day.
Post Coffee stands as the vibrant heart of every break room, offering the unique fusion of traditional quality and modern flair. We're not just your coffee provider, we're the center of memorable workplace moments. Call Host Coffee today.
Proudly serving Nebraska since 1972. Host Coffee is always roasting something good for you.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
It's time for the odd news. I think it's a shame that Josh Allen has to play in the hot sunshine this weekend. What the hell? You know?
Yeah.
He should be playing a snow game. It's the playoffs.
Well, I mean, he had that opportunity.
That's true. Did you see the video?
It is going to be 80 degrees in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
on Saturday.
it's Florida. And did you see the
Like I knew it
video
wasn't snowing.
of the I guess it was the video of the video that they put up at the Bills stadium because it was officially their last game at home.
I did not see it,
Everybody
but I scrolled past.
Everybody
it.
was standing there crying and watching a video of marking the best moments in Highmark Stadium history.
Bud Light made Blizzard beer brewed with water from a Highmark Stadium Blizzard.
Like I've said before, I mean, it'll be great for them to have a new stadium. I'm sure they'll love it. But there is something about that team in particular having a crappy stadium. It just works.
Just kind of a dump.
Yeah, it just works. Mm-hmm. All right. What do we got today? Odd news.
Today, a very important day for many in this great country of ours.
Travis, by the way, says, did they play a classic goodbye song? Yeah, they played a Coldplay song. I think it was a Coldplay song, yeah.
Nothing says Buffalo like Coldplay.
I don't know. I don't know what the significance was.
Well, the significance of today is, of course,
Brats on Jan 6th.
The 50th anniversary of the world's oldest Twinkie. Yeah, that's right. The world's oldest Twinkie turns 50 today.
The 50th birthday.
Yeah. Birthday. Birthday's like an anniversary.
Kind of.
When Roger Benetti, this is a longer story than it needs to be. I'm going to try and summarize it.
Yep.
When Roger Benetti arrived in Blue Hill to teach chemistry and physics at George Stevens Academy, he didn't set out to become the man responsible for preserving the world's oldest known Twinkie, but he did. A few years later, in 1976, a student spoke up during a lesson on food chemistry and preservatives to ask how long a Twinkie would last. Benetti didn't know, but he said he could find out. He sent the students to the Merrill and Hinckley store next door to buy a package of Twinkies. Benetti ate one and set the other on top of the chalkboard. Half a century later, it still lives at the high school in its own glass case, dry, missing crumbs, and likely having absorbed some chalk dust, but otherwise intact. Nobody uses chalk anymore. It's all whiteboards and smart boards.
Yeah, I mean, how tightly is the case sealed?
I saw a picture of it. There's a lot of air in the case. I mean, it's like a trophy case.
Okay, all right. So it's experiencing the elements.
It is
in theory.
And
it's intact. It has the shape of a Twinkie.
It is fully intact. The shelf life of a Twinkie is about 3.5 weeks. Technically, Twinkies only have one preservative in them, sorbic acid, according to the ingredient list. But this guy says, hey, the Twinkie people are not happy with me, but we proved that it will exist. I mean,
why would the Twinkie people be mad?
There's that old saying of there's only two things that survive a nuclear blast: cockroaches and Twinkies.
So they're saying it didn't survive? Basically?
No, it did survive, but the Twinkie people are mad. Like, hey, people don't want to put Twinkies in their body because they don't know what's in it. And
you're Twinkies. Yeah, you're not healthy.
Yeah.
You're not. Nobody wants to put a Twinkie in their body, but they do because it tastes good.
That's right.
That's why.
It's pillowy, soft, and delicious.
When you think about what it might do to you, you won't eat it. But they should be marketing to the people who don't care what it might do to you.
There's more of those people in the world.
For the record, I don't care about what food will do to my body, but I also don't like Twinkies. I just don't care for the cream. I don't like soft and sweet things.
You don't have a sweet tooth, right?
No, I don't.
Charles with an excellent point on the YouTube stream. This sounds like a Jack Black movie. They could turn
The Twinkie of Destiny. he
Yeah,
says.
like kind of seems like a School of Rock sequel, but he could be the chemistry teacher in high school that we need to preserve the Twinkie.
Well, it's basically like the studio where they're trying to make the Kool-Aid movie.
Kool-Aid movie,
Yeah.
yes.
And they do a variety of different versions of the Kool-Aid
I don't
movie.
know that I've ever watched a show quicker, by the way.
It was pretty solid.
Watch that over
It was a good watch.
the Christmas
I
holiday.
finished up the Chair Company last night.
Yeah, what'd you think?
So weird. Almost too weird to even comprehend.
That sounds like I'm out on this.
Yeah, I don't think you would be a huge Tim Robinson guy.
I liked that one part of Friendship where he's talking about the Marvel movie. But other than that, I was like,
Yeah, you don't seem like a Tim Robinson
isn't-
guy to me.
I like things that are haha funny, not, hey, this is funny because it's weird.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't like this.
Okay.
You definitely wouldn't like this.
I've made the right choice then. That's all I needed to hear. We go to Massachusetts for story number 2, where a small town has been besieged by Duncan.
Not besieged.
Residents in the town of Haverhill are claiming that a manufacturing facility that produces 1 million donuts per day for the fast food giant is causing an overpowering smell in their homes. Local man said at a December 16th city council meeting that anyone walking in the area would be overwhelmed by the smell of donuts. My house smells like donuts all the time for the last 2 months, Wilson fumed. It's distracting and it's heavy.
It would be.
I guess any smell that like you can't get rid of, you can't escape from would be bad. Even if it's a good smell like donuts.
Of course.
So I get it, but just on the surface, you're complaining that your house smells like delicious donuts.
No, I understand, but like, no, you have to. All you have to do is think about it for more than 8 seconds.
Yeah,
it would be horrible. There would be a horrible existence.
Haverhill City Councilor Sean Toohey shared that
Sean Toohey,
not the Blind Side family,
checking,
shared that he had been contacted by another constituent.
Wasn't that Tim McGraw?
I think it was actually. Yes.
Sean Toohey, yeah.
Someone can fact check that for us. Might be a Nick fact. I hope it's not. Complaining of a carnival smell resembling fried dough, and some residents have expressed their concern about the air quality.
Just think about it, like it would, in theory, it would actually ruin the product for you. Like part of the wonder of going to a carnival or going to the Civic Auditorium is smelling the funnel cakes and smelling the donuts.
But you get rid of it
and the fried dough. But you're covered in it as you leave. And you go away and it goes away and you're like, well, I missed that. Like, I'm glad that was there. But you do not want to be encapsulated by it all the time. That's not what you want to smell like as a person. So then I wonder what would happen if, like, I bet these people probably hate donuts now.
I would think so.
I would hate donuts.
One constituent said, it's Christmas time. We should have smells, Christmas tree, food, joy, use our other senses. But instead, our town smells like a bakery.
Variety is the spice of life, Josh.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's kind of what they're saying. Also, I don't want to gloss over this. I mean, we don't have to discuss it, but I just don't want to gloss over it. They make 1 million donuts a day at this factory.
What factory is it?
It's a Dunkin' factory, a Dunkin' Donuts factory.
And where do they ship them out to?
I'm going to guess a lot of places in the region.
So I guess I have noticed this. The Dunkin' stores, especially like the East Coast Dunkin' stores, like they definitely don't make the donuts there. Those stores are tiny.
Time to make the donuts.
So they get them delivered to them every single morning.
It seems like it.
From this factory that makes 1 million donuts.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Okay.
Finally, we end in Florida.
All right.
Where a Florida man was arrested after deputies say they found a gun hidden under prosthetic silicone breasts he was wearing while trespassing at a construction site. Matthew Zaccarino, 39 years young, was sitting alone in a vehicle last month when deputies approached and found him wearing a red lace bra with prosthetic breasts. Then we notice he's wearing a G-string. And I'm just reading the quote here, okay? Then we notice he's wearing a G-string showing off the boys. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what the sheriff said. Sheriff Judd said the highly unusual situation could have taken a turn for the worse as deputies discovered the gun under the prosthetics Zaccarino allegedly claimed to deputies that he was going to a costume party, but Judd said he stopped talking when the deputies asked where the party was. Sheriff continued, "Can you imagine? He's mad at us for trying to find out why he's wearing a lace bra with guns and a G-string or G-somethings," Judd said. "It was ugly. It was so ugly."
Wow. Okay, so
Connor, your thoughts?
I think what do you think his plan was? Not the end result. I mean, maybe it was to shoot something or something. But like, do you think the thought process was, I'm going to wear lingerie, and that if anybody catches me, nobody's going to want to ask any questions to the dude wearing lingerie, right?
That makes a lot of sense.
That is not that.
Maybe he's going to a construction site overnight to steal materials or copper or something.
It's not exactly airtight, but it's close,
right?
It's
the most likely scenario,
like there's this
right?
Crazy guy with lingerie on right now. Like, I'm not going to check him for guns.
I'm not touching him.
Right.
I'll put him in handcuffs and we'll check him at the station.
On the other
right
hand,
here on the premises, I'm not touching him.
On the other hand, it does draw some likely unwanted attention.
Mm-hmm.
You have to trade that off. But hide in plain sight, I mean, that's always been a thought. A lot going on there. I don't know.
A lot
going on there. Blackhead says, "I do not want to party with him."
I don't want to party with you.
I want to party with you. All right, thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That is the odd news. When we come back, Minchey. Oh no.
Oh, Minchey.
Not the Minchey. Where did he go?
Oh no! Disaster! What a bad idea!
Maybe. Back after this on 1620 The Zone. Hey, what's going on? Who?
Connor, what was your favorite moment of the Kenny Minchey era at Nebraska?
Oh, people. Oh, I thought that you would be mad at that conversation because everybody's saying that on Twitter.
I think it's funny.
Okay. My favorite moment of the Minchey era. Is this on YouTube, by the way? Better
No,
not
it's
be.
in our system.
We're going to get dinged.
I don't know.
If it's playing on YouTube, Josh.
Ding it.
Playing it. What?
What do I care?
What? You're supposed to care about all these things.
Eh.
I actually won't probably remember Kenny Minchey.
Wow.
So there's my take of
It'll
the
be
day.
a name, like a trivia question.
Yeah. Same thing as that one guy who's the offensive lineman a couple years ago who committed and then ended up at Oklahoma. Walter. It was Walter Rouse.
Yes.
Remember him? People were excited. It's like, whoa, they got a tackle here. Watch out. He committed to Nebraska. And then he's like, actually, I think I'll go to Oklahoma. This is why I found it so weird last night when everyone was so surprised. There was like, I guess people can decommit in the portal too. Well, yeah.
I never,
of course they can.
I never understood that reaction. Like, yes.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Especially you could decommit in the portal because what happens is there's other situations that are constantly changing, like the Kentucky one in particular, where, they thought they were going to get one guy and didn't end up with him, and they had to pivot to their next guy, and they're really desperate, and they're like, let's take this guy who's never played before and offer him double of what he's making right now. He'll definitely come here and be the quarterback. And they were right. They were right about that. And so Nebraska is left on the cold end of the Minchey trail. I want to say this. Don't be stupid, okay? Let's not be stupid out here. Do you guys really think that if Kentucky comes in and they offer, we're ballparking it, all right? We're kind of going off of what we're hearing here, but we're ballparking it. This is not exact, and we're not reporting it.
I'm in these streets. I know what's up.
We're out here, all right? So let's just say Nebraska feels like they have secured their quarterback next year for $1 million. $1 million. First of all, yes, Dr. Evil. And it is a significant discount compared to what they were getting their quarterback for this year. But the trade-off is he's never played before. He's played a little bit. He's never started a college football game before. He's in his third year. He's going into his fourth year. He's never started a college football game. They decided market value for us to him was $1 million. Awesome. You're moneyballing your quarterback situation. And then if Kentucky comes in and offers him, let's say, double, $2 million. First of all, how big of an idiot and how desperate do you have to be if you're Kentucky to pay $2 million for a person who has never played before to be your starting quarterback? I think there's an element of stupidity in that. But how much more stupid would you have to be if you were Nebraska to enter and engage in a bidding war for that same person who has never played before, and then to ultimately try and win that bidding war with $2.5 million or with $3 million or something like that? And then you're paying Dylan Raiola money to a quarterback who, once again, has never played before, and you are giving triple your market, the suggested market value to. That would be asinine. That would be stupid. You shouldn't do that. And so for all the people who are out there yelling about how, I thought we had money. I thought Nebraska had money. What happened, Matt Rule?
Matt Rule went out and said,
talking out of the side of your mouth now. Like, guys, just because they have money doesn't mean that they're going to spend it stupidly. That would be dumb. They should not. I would be so mad at them if they engaged in a bidding war with Kentucky to keep Minchey, a guy who has never played before. There's a million Mincheys. You just created a million Mincheys. That's what they did. You just created a million Mincheys. Like, there's a bunch of them, okay? You could go out there and you could find a guy. Now, there's a difficulty in the sense that Nebraska seemingly had planned on this for a few weeks. They've done some background, and this was the guy that they ended up on, and they got him on the down low, and they had it all set up, and I think it changes things from a cap perspective and all those different things. Like I'm not saying that it's not a loss. It is, because you were planning on it being one way, and now it's obviously going to be another way. But it would be it would be stupid, flat out stupid, for Nebraska to be so committed to this one person to say, actually, I would like to engage in a bidding war with, like, once again, and we're talking, who are we bidding war? Who are we in the bidding war with? Kentucky. Okay. Have they won very much recently?
They have not. They fired their coach.
Right. And so it's like somebody is coming off of the street and saying, we think he's, I don't know what the right analogy, I would probably make a crude analogy on this. I don't want to go down the path of, because it would just end up in a bad place. But like, think about who you would be in a bidding war with. It would be nonsensical for Nebraska to engage in a bidding war with that program for a quarterback who's never played before. So you can save all your, I thought we had the money stuff. This is not a smart place to spend it. Okay. Go out and find somebody else. Now, there is that issue. Okay. They're going to have to go out and find somebody else. They're left in the lurch here. Lurch, whatever. They're left. They have to find another quarter to put inside of the carousel and go on the ride again. So they're a little bit more desperate. And probably at this point, they are willing to spend a little bit more money because, the carousel has made a loop around already.
They don't have the leverage anymore.
Yes.
Being early.
Exactly. So that's a problem.
Sure.
That's an issue that Nebraska will have to deal with. And we'll talk about who some of those names are reported to have been at this point. But I wanted to talk about that part first. That I get that we have problems with the money thing, but come on. That would defeat the whole purpose of going cheaper and less experienced at quarterback. The whole purpose of going cheaper and less experienced at quarterback is so that you could do exactly that. And then you could spread around the money to the rest of your like, if you make the less experienced quarterback less expensive, more expensive, less cheap, then it defeats the purpose of the entire thing. That would be dumb. So nice job by Matt Rule and company for not doing that. It's a shame that they got publicly sunned by Kentucky. Okay. But the correct response is to not be like, no, they can't take our Minchey away from us. You don't even know Minchey. Okay. That's not the correct response. So good on them for not doing that. Seriously.
Seems like a lot of schools would not do that. They would just get in the bidding war.
Yeah, that would be dumb.
And yeah, I agree with you. Let's get some guys to block for whoever the quarterback might be. Let's get some.
No, now is a time, Josh, where you can like reevaluate your position on this.
Mm-hmm.
You could go back into the world and say, actually, you know what? We are going for a quarterback who's established and really good, and we will pay $3.5 million for that person. Like you can reevaluate that now, but you can't pay $3 million to him. That would be stupid.
I would agree.
You could pay $3 million to a guy who you think is really, really good and could elevate your team this year.
Dylan Raiola.
Not him either. No, not him.
I'm hearing good things.
You are? Because I'm not hearing a damn thing.
He went to church over the weekend. I heard that.
Let's take a phone call here first before we talk about some other names. Here's Joe on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Hi, Joe.
What is up?
What is up?
Nah, but hey, that's my normal voice. I don't know why everybody seems to think but nonetheless.
It sounds cool.
You sound great.
Good. It's not a girly voice, but nonetheless, couple things, and a couple things can be true at once. I don't think you spend foolishly, but now we're going to have to end up spending more money anyway, probably. I mean, I doubt we now get a quarterback for $1 million instead of 1.5. Probably have to go up to get a guy this late. And we wanted Minchey. They signed him. They wanted him. So it's sort of like asking a girl on a date, and then she says yes, and then she turns around and says no. And then you go, well, I didn't want to go anyway. And it's like, well, yes, you did.
That's right.
Right?
It's not sour grapes,
Right.
though. Like, what would you do? Like, would you publicly shame yourself in order to just get the date with her and re-ask her out, like in a very public setting? Like, I wouldn't. I'd just move on and try and find somebody else.
I ain't too proud to beg.
Well, I as I said, a couple things can be true at the same time, right? Like, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money for an unproven quarterback, but we did want the guy. And it just, from my aspect, and I just left the gym, you know, I work out a couple times a day, most days, and that's neither here nor there. But the consentment of the guys I was talking to is like, man, we're just kind of tired of all of it. I am personally fatigued with just Husker football. There isn't a game I can point to last season where it's like, man, we looked well coached. There isn't a point in the bowl game where I'm like, yes, that's something I can look forward to in the future. And then, you know, in the portal, they're like, well, we got money, and yeah, okay, don't spend it foolishly. I don't want to do that either. But we lost a bidding war to Texas Tech, and I almost think like some of these schools and agents, they use what Nebraska will offer them, and then boom, it's like they immediately sign with somebody else. And yeah, we got a couple guys. We got a, possibly guard from Iowa State. We got a linebacker. Okay, great, but things are moving fast. They said they would move fast, and they're really not, right? And to me, I'm just like, goodness gracious. I try to be optimistic. I try to be hopeful. This is one of the most fatigued, is the word I've been using the last couple of days. I've been with Husker football. We haven't looked well coached. We keep changing coaches. That I can say in the past that has not really worked well for us. And yet here we are doing it again. I will say on the other side of that, if Rule doesn't think those are the guys, let's do move on, right? Like, I will sort of give him props to be like, you know, he is quick to sort of bring in, you know, some fresh faces, but we still haven't had the tangible 2 bowls. I can kind of hang my hat on 2 bowls in a row is better than what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
But still, even those have been sort of lackluster performances. I mean, the Pinstripe Bowl game was such a sloppy bowl game that it was, you know, really hard to gauge. And this whole last season, I don't think we looked well coached the whole season. In the bowl game, we didn't look well coached. And then here we are in the off season, and it's like, man, we want this guy. ESPN reports it. Boom, half a day later, he's gone to Kentucky. And I also agree with you to a certain point. This guy wasn't a starter. You know, I don't want to throw $2.5–3 million at a non-starter, but to me, I'm just sort of fatigued with all of the.
Joe, you're probably also fatigued because of all that going to the gym. What'd you do today?
That's a valid point. On the other side of it, something I'm not fatigued with is Nebraska wrestling hammered you and I, who beat them last year. We only lost 2 out of 2 bouts, 2 matchups, and they're starting to look like maybe they're catching some stride. The schedule to begin the season was brutal. You know, we're wrestling some of the big dogs, and line them up. I'll wrestle. Let's wrestle the big dogs. Let's play the big teams in football.
Okay. Well, Joe, good to hear from you. Let us know about more of your conversations from the gym going forward. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There he goes.
I like Joe.
I do too. You know, a lot of the times the callers call in and they give their bona fides, like their Husker bona fides. Like, you know, I've been a fan for what X amount of years.
Watched football since 1976.
I sit in section 13 and whatever.
9 generations.
Joe's like, this is my real voice. Which I never questioned that. And I go to the gym, which, you know, he works out. He must work out.
I would have guessed.
Most certainly does.
Because he follows the wrestling, and most of the guys that follow the wrestling are tough SOBs.
So the point, I think, from Joe, aside from this is my voice and I work out, is I think he's just sick of Rule. Like, that's what it seems like.
I'm kind of with him. Like,
that's fine.
I feel fatigued as well.
It's a very normal point to make, I think, at this stage in the game. But people are starting to see everything that happens through the lens of, actually, I just don't like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, It's a tough thing to come back from.
Tick-tock, tick-tock,
Very
tick-tock. Yep.
difficult thing to come back from. I'm trying to look at all the situations from a situation by situation basis, right? With the knowledge of what's happened previously. And what I'm saying is, I don't think it would be prudent for Nebraska to get in a large bidding war with a quarterback who's never started before. That would not be the best plan of action for them and how to spend their money going forward. But if you're like, hey, look, I thought they had money because Rule told me they had money. I don't really like this guy anyway. So this is a bad thing that's happened to the program.
Ah, he's a liar.
Right. Yeah. Then
because I don't like him.
You're going to look at that. You're going to look at everything through the prism of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt here.
I'm not saying fire the man, but I am saying that you, Matt Rule, are exhausting.
People are definitely sick of it. That's for sure. It was the backwards hat the breaking point?
I think the backwards hat is a personification of the last 3 games.
Good one.
Good
job, Josh.
Gosh, I just don't really have a reason for why it all fell apart, even though it's probably quarterback related, injury related, whatever.
You can definitely make the case if you were building the case of Raiola messed this whole thing up. You would have some ammo. The recruitment of Raiola, the him on the roster, like all that stuff, like in the timing of when I think things kind of got off track for them. If you're just saying now that Raiola's gone, things will be, you could make that case. You could make that case to me. But we've now experienced more time with Raiola than without, and so there's not much to go off of. Right.
It sure seems like whenever the Matt Rule era ends at Nebraska, that might be a chapter or 2 or 3 in the book.
It's a section, definitely. El Scorcho writes in on Twitter.
Hi, El Scorcho.
Also, Joe's voice is not girly. Don't put it on the internet that it's girly.
I don't think anybody would have the audacity.
Nobody thought that. Nobody.
A, nobody thought it, and B, nobody would have the cojones to do that because I'm betting Joe could kick all of our asses.
Probably. Sam writes in, he says, when they hired Rule, I was like, why do all these Panther fans hate him so much? He's so candid and likable. And while I still like him, I now understand. Yeah. I now am starting to kind of understand as well. Hey, look, I'm just trying to defend. I don't think it was a good thing that they lost Minchey, but I appreciate them not getting into a bidding war for him. And I appreciate the whole, how the Raiola thing is over now. Like, I think Matt Rule had a lot probably to do with that.
Seemed like a good idea at the time. I can't fault him for doing it.
It's a problem. It's the same thing with hiring assistant coaches, like we want to compliment him for recognizing that there was a mistake, but obviously things went on long enough to get that bad from the positions that they were put in order for a move to have to happen. I think same thing happened with Raiola. Like, give him credit for quote unquote moving on there, but it never needed to be that way in the first place. And that's not just it's not as simple of a fix as like not taking him. Like I think they would admit that I don't think they would admit it actually, but they would, if you gave them truth serum, they would say, hey, look, we got walked over a little bit in that situation.
Email from Chris.
Hi, Chris.
I'm not in the Equitable Bank zone inbox.
Hell yeah.
Banking personally. I'm not saying
Have you heard my voice?
I'm not saying Rule should be fired, but I would like to see us stop paying him and instead pay a different, better coach to run the team. And that's what I'm saying. They didn't fire Satterfield. They just repositioned him. Let's just reposition Matt Rule.
What would he do? What's his best thing?
He could promote the Dry Bar with a podcast.
That's not a football program position.
Oh,
Josh.
Interesting. You realize that as well.
To the phones. Here's old man Doug. Hi, Doug. Good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I sent you I have an opinion. I'm not sure if you wrote it.
Oh, I got it. We're saving it for tomorrow.
Okay. Well, my main point is, we got punked by Kentucky, and is there anybody that's listening, or either of you can sit there and tell me, is it 20.5 million that everybody's supposed to have? Whatever that number is it 22 million? It doesn't matter. But let's ask ourselves the question: which school would be likely to spend more of their money on a basketball team, Kentucky or Nebraska?
Kentucky.
Okay. So how can we get punked by Kentucky and not have the deal closed and agreed to? And then I'm telling you, this program does not look good. The optics are horrible. And I don't know, it's like sports purgatory, because the other thing in the portal is, in my opinion, it's now the players that are not signed, and look at people, how fast they're signing them. They sign them right while they're there. Why couldn't we do that? Why couldn't we do that? And then he goes home with a piece of paper. Do you ever leave a car dealership with a piece of paper and a really good bid on a car? And what do people do? They walk down the street and they go, well, XYZ dealership is only charging me, $55,000. And can you beat that? Or can you match that? And right now, Nebraska, you're not going, well, Nebraska's paying a little less, but I know that I'm going to get developed and whatever. I just don't see anything. We recruit the wrong kind of players. It seems like they're always coming off an injury. And then when they get here, then they have another surgery. Then they leave us. And I don't think these guys know what they're doing.
Doug, it's hard to say. It's hard to say
How can you make the argument with all the resources? Nebraska, are we saying Nebraska has, even Rule himself says we have all the resources, but yet where's our return on investment? 19 and 19?
A tough pill to swallow.
Embarrassed in the last 3 games.
I don't know. I guess my thing would be like, I'm willing to. I think the criticisms at this point are very, very, very well warranted, and people should definitely have their antennas up. With that being said, I am still not at the point of firing, simply because I just don't want to go down. I'm not interested in going down that road at this point. Now I don't know where this thing is headed, but I'm not willing to cut bait yet. I guess that's where I.
But would you? What do you say the trend is?
I'd say.
Would you buy the stock?
Well, it's at a pretty low moment right now. It could be a decent buy low. I don't think that. I shouldn't say I don't think it'll be lower, because you never know on that one. But it's at a pretty low point. It's buyable.
I hope I'm wrong, but I'm just telling you, it's just every day it's another negative thing.
Yeah, I get it. Thanks for the call, Doug. Appreciate you as always. It is, and I think there's a fatigue with that piece of it. Somebody said, Kent said on Twitter, he said, is it rule fatigue or is it drama fatigue? Lots of drama.
Drama fatigue.
I think people really like, I don't know. I get the sense people like drama. Like commenting on it. Just don't like when bad, this is a tough time of the year, because the good news is going to get outweighed, I think, by the bad news.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nebraska has not done great in the portal yet, but it's early and it's open for 10 more days.
Yeah.
And then the very publicly played out quarterback situation is not, that's Doug's right. It's not good.
It's a hard L to take, but for the ROI crowd, the crowd that's always like, oh, where's our return on investment? How does dumping more money into the unproven Kenny Minchey?
Right. That's all I'm talking about.
Help your ROI.
That's all I'm talking about.
If you're big on ROI, which this is not you're not trading Nebraska football on Kalshi. Like, you're not, it's not a business like that.
Doug brings up something that I hadn't really thought, like, as far as Nebraska as a stock,
That was an interesting conversation.
Would
for me,
you
too.
what would you do with it right now if it were on the market for cheap? Because it's cheap. I don't think there's anybody out there who's sitting there is like, I know that Matt Rule is going to get this figured out. Bye. Nobody's saying that.
Yeah.
They don't have any white knights being like, hey, look, you need to do this because this is going to happen. Nobody's saying that anymore. They used to be. Nobody's saying that anymore.
I mean, somebody said it earlier in the chat. He's running out of things to sell to people.
Yeah.
Because you can combat it with evidence where you couldn't in the earlier parts of his tenure.
I think I'd still
I'd take a couple stocks as a flyer just to this might not come back, but if it hits, it hits.
I'd buy it I'd buy it at this price right now. Without a whole lot of confidence, like Josh just said. Jason writes in on Twitter, he says, man, I could hear the snowball starting to roll down the hill. Rule is done at Nebraska. Basically doesn't matter what he does next year. Oh, now keep in mind, I'll bring this up. Like, this is a moment in time. This is January. This is the most negative you will be about the team. It will inevitably get more positive over the next, maybe that we didn't even talk about the other options that they're going to have at quarterback. Maybe we could do that next because we're on a little bit of a roll here. But, if they get Lagway, which I would be against, but if they get Lagway, it's a big name and people will be like, oh, wait, hold on. Maybe we're not done yet. Stuff like that. This is the most negative you're going to be about the team coming up this year. And therefore, and coming off of what they just came off of, this is the most negative you have been about the Rule era so far. That's most certainly
These are true statements, but also having been through this cycle a few times in the last 20 years, this point that we're at right now feels familiar.
It's a point. It's a point.
Mm-hmm.
We have calls that we could get to. Let's have the writers wait outside for a little bit longer.
Get out.
We'll get to them. We'll keep this conversation going next year on 1620 The Zone. But first, let's talk a little bit about Underdog Fantasy, where the football playoffs are here. And Underdog is the best place to get in on the gridiron action. You can make picks and win money right now in Nebraska. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick if your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. Get those right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So, like I said before, I have a little bit of confidence in Josh Allen as it pertains to these playoffs. Go higher on Josh Allen this weekend against Jacksonville. So you can check that out or anything else on the board. Download the app today. Use promo code Happer1620 to score $75 of bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code Happer1620. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/playing. Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Consider with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org.
He has the latest sports news, expert analysis, award-winning commentary, and a pocket full of cabbage.
Can you give us an indication why?
Just in case there's a sauerkraut emergency.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Who would have thought it was Minchey, the straw that broke the camel's back? People are out on Matt Rule now, all because of Minchey. Or people at least want to talk about it and be publicly aggravated by it. And we are here to field those displays of anger.
This medium, unlike any other, you cannot call schmedium wearing college football podcasts today.
That's right.
And
tight white shirts.
Tell them how angry you are. Only in this forum are you allowed the opportunity.
The Zone.
That's right.
Let's go to the phones. We have a full bank of callers.
That's not an exaggeration. That's not a radio thing you say to make yourself sound popular.
It's actually legit. Here is Trev on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Hi, Trev.
I think it's Trent, but it's all right.
Wait. What is it? Trey?
It's Trent.
Oh, Trent. Come on, Josh.
Yeah.
I wear headphones for 30 hours a week.
You've been thinking that Trev was calling. It scared me.
That would be funny.
No. So I'm not a Dylan hater. And my thought is, what if he doesn't leave? I mean, last year or this year, he made the offense somewhat efficient. We saw Timu Latif in there for 4 games. It was terrible. Couldn't run the offense. We won games with Dylan. Yeah, he had like 17 interceptions the last 2 years. A lot of those were tip passes. But he's not a bad quarterback. And if you look back at Michigan didn't have a dual threat quarterback. McCarthy was just efficient. So what's your guys' take on that?
Okay. What was it?
Trent.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. I can't really entertain it because it's not happening. It's just not happening.
It's not, but also I feel like both sides have done and said things to where
correct.
Neither side is coming back to the table.
It's not happening for that reason. And I also I do not find myself, because of the lack of quarterbacks in Nebraska's room at this moment, trying to convince myself that the one that they just had was good enough. You know, I think he's good in a variety of different ways, but I also don't think he is willing to help himself. And I think that he was difficult to work with. And
okay. Yeah.
I don't want that to happen. So
no, it seems like they make concessions to get him. And I think if you gave him some truth serum, they would say, we regret those concessions that we made.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Back to the phones. Here is TJ. Well, TJ Latif on
How's the ankle?
Casino hotline. Hi, TJ.
Hey guys, what's up, man? It's almost like on days like this, you need to wear like a white jacket that just says counseling, consultant.
That's right. That's what I'm here for. I have an MD.
Yeah. Come on, man. I think a couple things. Lagway to me is like a no. That's Sims 2.0. And I think what happens is I don't know if we sit down and evaluate and decide like, hey, what's the best guy that can walk in this program as a quarterback and start turning things now based off what they're trying to do. I think they seemingly there's just a lot of decisions that are being made that I think that Husker fans are just questioning. We're not questioning because we're bad fans. We're questioning because we've seen the good and we've seen the bad. And when you get a taste of the good, you know what the bad tastes like. And, my other thing in coaching, there's always this talk about development. I like Matt Rule, but I'm just wondering if him and Holgorsen are just so past the time of college football from the time they both jumped back in. Holgorsen, we know, was terminated, released from Houston. I know Matt was, let go from North Carolina. I'm not going to get into all that stuff, but the question is, where is the development? And how come there's not a single coach, you can correct me if I'm right, that they hired that had a Big Ten experience or SEC experience? Because that's what you're battling here, not just in recruiting. That's what you're really going to be battling on the field here. I'm questioning the decision making, whether it be the quarterbacks, whether it be, everybody piping up last year about this time saying the defensive line is going to suck. These big guys are gone. You know, Ty and the polar bear, they're gone. We need to go get some. And all of a sudden the thing is, oh, no, we got guys. We're going to prove. I guess I would love to see Matt talk less. Maybe a combination between Frost and Bo. Just talk less. Don't commit to much of anything other than we're going to do the best we can because other programs are doing it. And that's what frustrates Husker fans. We don't expect to get all of the 5 stars. We know that. That's not going to happen. But we do expect to get our share of some really good athletes or some dogs that want to come in here and play. And I just don't understand. I guess the confusion is, what in the world are we doing? There's no big picture played out here that we can really see. There's things we hear, but the results aren't the picture that he's painting. So I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on that, especially with how come no coaches? We could have got coaches from the Big Ten or SEC. We would pay them some money. Those are the coaches you need, not a defensive coordinator at San Diego State. I'm not kicking the guy, but I don't think anybody else in the Big Ten would have picked that guy to be their defensive coordinator at a time like this in college football. So I just want to hear your thoughts, guys. I appreciate you.
Yep. Thanks for the call, TJ. Appreciate it. I don't care. I've been pretty steady on this. I don't care what kind of resume they have as far as assistant coaches are concerned. I really don't. It doesn't bother me at all. That they got the San Diego State guy or whatever. They did hire a SEC coach, by the way, the Tinsley guy on the offensive line, or the assistant offensive line coach, and a true ACC offensive line coach, and Mr. Jeep. I don't care about where they came from. They need to. TJ hit the real point. Was they need to have an identity and a system and build to it and then develop through it. That's it. And that is an inconclusive answer at this point. Or maybe increasingly in the fan base, your answer to that question is like, where are they going? Is nowhere. They're actually going nowhere. Instead of, I don't know where they're going, increasingly the answer from the fan base is they're actually going nowhere. This is a road that I don't want to go down anymore. We need to turn around. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, maybe that's what we're actually
I'm still wandering around in the wilderness a little bit, but
we're not mad that they don't have a Big Ten or SEC experience. We're mad that we don't know what the identity is.
Yeah, what are they doing?
Yeah.
TJ hit he hit it somewhere in there. 2 more calls if we could squeeze them in this segment. Here is Brendan on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Hi, Brendan.
Hi, how are you doing, guys?
We're good.
Good. I'm curious. I know we're going after Charles and also Anthony from UNLV. I think those are the 2 prospects right now. I don't think Lagway's in the answer. But where is our running back opportunities? Where is our defensive tackles or defensive line? Or even where is our defensive line coach?
Great question.
We don't have a defensive line coach. What are we doing? I'm like, we don't have a defensive line coach. We're not going to get DTs, but we need running backs. 100% we need running backs. This running back core is not great. No offense to the guys, but it's we relied on EJ 99% of the season. And the thing is, we don't have a bruiser, we don't have a speedster, someone who could break home runs, or we don't even have a scat back. So I just want to know, on your guys' opinion, where do you think we're going to go with the running back room, and where do you think we're going to go with the defensive tackles? Because I know we've got 3 O-linemen that confirmed. So, but where do you guys? On you guys' opinion, where do you guys think we're going to go with the defensive line coach, the defensive tackles, and a running backs coach? I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate the call. At running back, if they double down and say we're going to just roll it with Mosey and Mekhi Nelson, that would trigger me. That would trigger me greatly.
It's a good rant every summer.
That would trigger me greatly. I would not be happy about that. I still think they're going to get offensive linemen. Defensive line coach, they're going to need that.
Oh,
I feel ridiculous.
You think so?
Saying that out loud. They're going to need that. They're going to want
bold take by you, Connor.
I don't know if they have a line on somebody at this point. It's hard for defensive linemen in the portal to commit to the program, knowing that they don't know literally who the defensive line coach is going to be.
Okay, I see.
I think that is probably hampering you to a certain extent. So I don't know.
I can get you some D linemen.
Where do they play at, Josh?
They played at Iowa Western.
They're all going to Penn State, I heard.
120 sacks.
That's a lot of them.
Could I interest you in some of that?
That's a lot.
They may be undersized. but-
Chance on YouTube says, I
Chance.
told you, Connor, Coach Matt has it covered. Don't think that is a viable full-time option, but who knows? Yeah, I'd like to see him hire a defensive line coach. Kind of go from there. It's a great question, though.
Maybe that someone is still coaching.
Keep in mind, it's early, okay? You don't have to have a really any sort of idea what your team is going to look like on this day. You'd like to by the end of next week, January 16th instead of January 6th, because that's when the portal ends. But today, it's not required that you have to turn in your report cards, or you have to turn in your homework.
Yeah, only nerds are turning in their homework today.
Yeah. You're not there yet, but it has got off to a slow start, admittedly. One more call. Here's Randy on the hotline. Hi, Randy.
Hi, Randy.
Randy quit.
Oh, no, let me turn the mic on. Randy, call back. I'm sorry. I didn't realize the pot was off. That's on me. That's on me.
You killed Randy like they killed Minchey.
We never wanted Randy anyway.
Somebody is calling, so maybe it's Randy.
Okay, now the light's not working.
Well, it's had a lot of use today. Pedro writes in, hi guys, is getting Dylan back a cup right side up or right side down for the football team? Great question, and a good call back to last week's Random Friday show. Jesse writes in, we're going to be the best 3-9 team ever, and now we can make a bowl with that record. A great point. An excellent point. Old man Doug says, we have a defensive line coach. It's backwards hat Matt. Coach Matt. Indeed they do. We'll see if that continues going forward. Okay, the very rudely ejected Randy has called back to the show. Hi, Randy.
Hey guys. This is you're talking about stock. It's more like Matt's managing a stock portfolio. And pieces come, pieces go. Dylan was doing okay until he got injured in the USC game. I'm not saying he was going to be all conference or anything, but it was an improvement upon last year. He was making better decisions. And, how would we have done in those, at the end of the season with him there versus, Latif? Hard to tell. This is, what we would have done there. But, he's gone. And from a perspective of lack of integrity and lack of character, I think without the Notre Dame quarterback, I think maybe we dodged a bullet for somebody that wasn't good at keeping his word. There's that aspect. This is, unproven commodity that doesn't keep his word. I don't know. I don't feel either way about it. It doesn't bother me. What's out there is questionable though, and was Rule's improvement on the offensive line, getting rid of, Dominic and bringing in, a guy who's proven that he can coach and coach, road graders. This is, that's an improvement there. And from a perspective of the defensive line coach, I think you mentioned it, yesterday, or, the guy could still be coaching somewhere, whether it's in the NFL or, one of the teams that was out there. And maybe they know who they're going to hire, but, they just can't announce it yet because he's still got his current job.
Maybe.
Yeah. But are we in a better position than we were, before Rule got here? Absolutely.
I think so too, Randy. It's yeah. Go ahead.
Are we on a trajectory to where we want to go? This is possibly a lot slower than I'd like, but hey, at least the football was mostly watchable until the end of the year when Latif couldn't operate the offense, and all we had there was what we had. And I agree with you. I'd like to see another running back come in. Doesn't necessarily need to be a kid who ran for 1,500 yards this year already, but just somebody that was, a backup at a big school that was when he got to play, he did okay, but he doesn't want to be a backup anymore, and he wants to compete. More competition in that room makes them all better. So,
yep. Thanks for the call, Randy. Appreciate it. Jason Siegel, mispronouncer, writes in.
Hi, I was thinking about Jason Segel mispronouncer over the weekend. My wife is watching Shrinking.
I was trying to go back and find when he mispronounced Jason Segel. Remember, he was really, really confident that that's not how Jason Segel was pronounced. And I was trying to find the text as I go back in but it's a great nickname. Anyway, he says, I can't do it with some of these takes, man. This kid owes us nothing. It's a bleeping $1 million. Don't hate the player, hate the game. These fans need to touch grass. Yeah, you don't have to make it like, hey, look, this guy's got no character because he's not a man of his word or anything like that. Like, it's just, maybe we didn't want him in the first place because he can't hold on to his a commitment to something. It's like,
$1 million wasn't enough for you, you greedy bastard.
just stick with they'll find another one. All right, we don't have to talk about the other guy.
I can get you another Kenny Minchey.
Mr. Minchey.
He almost won the starting job.
People forget that. One more call. We could do it. We
got this.
Here's Nate on the hotline. Hi, Nate. What's up?
Hey guys, what's up? I love the avalanche of Husker frustration you guys are taking.
It's happening right now. Yeah,
it is. Oh man, you're not kidding. I feel it, man. But I had to jump in on this. Yeah. I'm not going to hash the Dylan Raiola thing. He's gone. He's history. He stunk. It's easy to look good against Maryland and Christian State and Michigan State, all the others he beat, and poor Latif, he has to go to Penn State and Iowa. That sucks. So yeah. But anyway, how about this? For the future of this whole thing, whether it's going to be Coach Rule or some other coach, offensively, the way the portal is, guys, do you think it'd be a good idea, identity-wise, for Nebraska to adopt a money ball approach offensively, meaning running option football style like Army and Navy does?
There it is.
But hear me out, man. Navy just dog-walked Cincinnati, who we barely beat. I get it, opt-outs and all that crap. But it is what it is. They still are Cincinnati. And dude, they took their soul, Mortal Kombat style. Nebraska barely beat them. But now long term, I'm thinking long term, guys. Hear me out.
Okay.
If we play like Ohio State and we try to emulate Indiana and we beat these guys, each year we're going to go through this cycle of teams that are going to poach our players because it fits identically to what they're doing, because it's all a cookie cutter method. Should Nebraska adopt this unique approach, which, by the way, the fans identify with, but if we develop a certain type of player with a certain skill set, wouldn't that limit the opportunities of other teams trying to poach our players because it doesn't fit the norm? And I'm okay with losing and everything. I just don't want to get our faces kicked in. There's a difference between losing and,
hey,
hitting rock.
I'll tell you what, and Nate, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. If you are trying to mitigate getting blown out, running the option is a good option for you. I believe, however, Nate, and what a great way to bookend that segment. The guy calling in and telling Nebraska to run the option. I would say that Nebraska is fully capable of getting good at football in a very normal way.
Yeah, I would.
They do. Yeah. They would, however, run the risk of other teams coming in and attempting to steal their players. But there would be more incentive for the players to stay if they became good.
Yes.
At the football while they were here at Nebraska. I would say that that's a pretty big part of why the good players are leaving in the first place. And I believe you could do all that without running the option. That is my belief. Would you agree, Josh?
Sorry, I'm still stuck on Cincinnati Navy.
What did they do to them? They Mortal Kombat took their soul?
Yeah. Yeah,
fetch me their soul.
The $11.5 million quarterback wasn't playing, or whatever he got from Texas.
Like
Tech.
five plus. Also, Navy's good. Navy's good. It's not just the fact that they run the option. It's like they're a good program. All right, back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Upon further review, the host's last statement was deemed to be somewhat comical. Somewhat. The Connor Happer Show returns in minutes on 1620 The Zone.
Let me tell you why Notre Dame quarterbacks suck. All right?
Yeah, they got no spine. They got no character.
Spineless.
No work ethic.
It's a great point, Josh, and we should bring this to people's attention, although I'm sure they saw it last night. We were first tipped off that something horrible was going to happen.
Oh, sorry, real quick. Trigger warning, Kenneth.
When Will Compton tweeted last night. He said, Husker Nation, it's not good. Brace yourself. And then he said this. And remember, once again, I think Will and the coach have pretty tight connection.
Seems that
one
way.
phone call away. Although we have found that the coach is one phone call away from many people. Kenny Minchey just bleeped Nebraska. He committed. He was supposed to visit tomorrow. Agent had paperwork and said he was signing. Kentucky hit him with a blank check. Lack of honor and spine led him to switch before signing the contract. Agent complied. So I wonder how they're feeling over there in the Nebraska in the football offices.
Boy, it seems to be the same way they react when a call doesn't go their way.
Yeah, bleeped. Your call doesn't go their way, or some news gets broken, or something like that.
He's a fan of that word,
Yeah.
that bleeped word.
It's very interesting.
Just yells it at people at times.
But I choose to direct my anger, or you could choose to direct your anger in this direction. Notre Dame quarterbacks. Check out this stat. All right. So Riley Leonard, former Notre Dame quarterback,
former Duke quarterback,
made his first NFL start after Phillip Rivers retired.
But was still on the sidelines in a hoodie, walking around
Correct.
with an earpiece.
And he played well.
He really did.
He played well against Houston, but they lost. Indy dropped their 7th straight game, finished 8-9. Very sad.
Yikes.
But more significantly, as far as the stat is concerned, Riley Leonard was setting up to, it looked like at one point in the game that Indianapolis was going to win, which would have given a Notre Dame quarterback their first NFL win since Brady Quinn in 2012. That's right. Notre Dame quarterbacks have lost 25 consecutive starts in the NFL over the last 14 years.
This is unfathomable.
Which is an almost impossible stat. Yeah. Now, it's one thing to not have any, but they've had guys. 25 consecutive starts over the last 14 years. Their last win was a Brady Quinn win for the Chiefs over Carolina in 2012. It's amazing to think about. Brady Quinn went 4-16. Not like he was very good, but he's the last one. 4-16 in his NFL starter career. Dropped his last 4 starts with the Chiefs in 2012. Jimmy Clausen was 1-13 as an NFL starter. Lost his final 4 NFL starts in 14 and 15. Deshaun Kaiser went 0-15 for the 2017 Browns. Ian Book lost his only start with the Saints in 2021. And now Leonard is 0-1 in his career.
Those are some pretty bad teams.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough quarterbacks as well. But that's why Notre Dame quarterbacks suck. What does Kenneth have to say about that?
Kenneth is, he wanted to get in front of hey, these are bad teams that took these Notre Dame quarterbacks, which couldn't agree more.
They definitely are.
Blasman.
A stat is a stat, though, Kenneth.
On the YouTube chat.
Hello, Blasman.
Wow, that's so neat. Great thing that applies to college football.
It does apply to college football. We're talking about how Notre Dame quarterbacks were mad at them today, and I'm giving you more ammunition to tell for you to publicly say out loud that Notre Dame quarterbacks suck. It's directly applicable to your life. Intelligence for your life, Josh.
Which would you rather have, a Notre Dame quarterback or a bagel? I'll tell you after Flock of Seagulls.
Old man Doug writes in.
IOMD.
I was wondering when this would follow up would happen. How many starts has Nebraska quarterbacks won? Oh, I forgot. You actually have to be on a team. Not important.
That's not what this is about.
I would rather go 0-0 than 0-25. Doug. which Nebraska quarterbacks are literally undefeated in that period of time. They are also winless, but also undefeated. No, when was the last Nebraska quarterback to start an NFL game?
Vince Ferragamo.
Yeah, there you go. Did you actually know that? Or
I don't know if that's the answer.
I mean, it almost for sure was. Somebody will correct me on that one. But there you go. Notre Dame quarterbacks. They stink, and we didn't want them anyway. We're back for the 1 o'clock hour next on 1620 The Zone.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the clown.
Are you a football sicko?
Oh, yeah.
Or are you a football sicko? We really get to test who you are. If you're watching the FCS Championship game last night, you enjoyed the living crap out of it. If you ignored it, then you probably are either a Nebrasketball fan or, someone who parades around as a football sicko, but actually isn't. They only care about the SEC and the Big Ten. I was watching Maction last night.
It wasn't on.
So just to keep you updated, a man named Taco caught the game-tying touchdown in overtime of the FCS Championship game last night, the national championship.
What is this, the league?
This is, it basically is. I used the Taco GIF last night, and some people appreciated it.
Hell yeah.
Some people were like, oh, yeah, I remember that show. What a great show. Taco Dowler, I believe is his name, which is even funnier.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So he catches it to, he spun the ball perfectly. It was kind of badass too. Corner of the end zone. That's on a 4th down play. After Illinois State, the team that Montana State is playing in the FCS National Championship game, goes down, immediately scores, and then misses the extra point.
Wild.
I don't know. I kind of thought it was going to be I kind of thought they were going to pull a Scott Frost. Well, actually, Scott Frost never did this, right? Riley did it. It's a classic heartbreaking move where you go down, allow the team to score a touchdown in overtime, they miss the extra point, and then you still don't score the touchdown to win. Riley did that in 2016 against Wisconsin. I don't know that Frost lost a lot of ways. I don't know that they ever lost that way. Which makes sense because they never, they
involved.
They never scored. They were in overtime a lot. They never scored any points in overtime.
Never got first down
during the Frost era. But anyway, the FCS National Championship game was great. So what I mean by non-football sickos is like this from Chris Vanini.
Chris Vanini, the college football reporter?
Yes, Chris Vanini, who, he's one of the he's in the classic college football media mob who loves the Pop-Tarts Bowl and loves all the things and whatever. I don't know this guy, but he fits in a category.
Duke's Mayo finish. Oh, the best sport.
So he watches that triggered me, Josh. Keep doing more college football media takes, please, because that was really good.
The best evolution of the sport,
and they just
is the Pop-Tarts Bowl,
or they just put up the picture of Bob Petrino in the neck brace, and say, "What other sport could do this?"
I don't know. College basketball, Rick Pitino.
So these people are. I feel like they all have a meeting and they're like, let's say these things.
I feel so weird for liking the football part.
I know. I love football. I just like football. I like the weird stuff is funny. And yes, it's part of the thing, but we don't, I don't know.
And I get it. On a Tuesday afternoon between two crap teams, yes, dumping mayo on someone's head makes it more interesting. But we've fallen in love with it to a point that is way too extreme.
Yes, it seems sexual in nature.
It does.
They love talking about the mayo in a sexual way.
Yeah.
So here's Chris Vanini last night. He watched the FCS National Championship game. I think he likes football, but his reaction afterwards was this quote from Twitter: "Can we please go back to Division 1A and 1AA now? FBS versus FCS doesn't make sense anymore. And it's still too difficult to explain to normal people." Chris, what the absolute bleep are you talking about? What kind of, I almost saw this take and just ignored it because,
I'm glad you didn't. I wouldn't have seen it had you not brought it to my attention.
And then I read it again and I thought about it and I said, what in the hell is he talking about? What is bro talking about?
Yeah.
Where did this come from? Do people think this? Why would we do that? And how is it confusing? And how is it difficult to explain to people? That doesn't make any sense.
Who are you explaining it to also, by the way?
It's way harder to explain 1A, 1AA than it is FBS versus FCS. This has been the least difficult transition of what we're calling things that I've ever experienced. It's so easy. It's the FCS and it's the FBS. We're dealing with 1A and 1. Like, I remember the time, and it was a more pure time and fun time in college football when it was 1A versus 1AA. That's definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
But this is far easier and more clear to explain to people. FBS and FCS.
Imagine sitting down last night, turning on Yacht Rock 1180 for the FCS National Championship game. A man named Taco scores the game-tying touchdown in overtime for a team that has not won a national title since 1984 against a true Cinderella in a football tournament. The game comes down to an overtime extra point, and your takeaway is, I don't know if we're calling this the right thing.
Who is he? So Sam writes in on Twitter, how often are you explaining to people the easy to explain difference between FBS and FCS? Like,
Exactly.
Who is he talking to?
I'll go one further. That never happened.
Definitely never happened. He's never had to explain that at all, because the only people that the college football media talks to is the other people in the college football media, like mafia in the mob. All they do is constantly exchange ideas about what to do to how to murder a Pop-Tart on a day-to-day basis. That's all they talk about. Oh yeah, and how to screw up the playoff and how to screw up conferences. They just trade ideas on that. That's all they do. It's remember during COVID when we talked about like how the decisions were being made in a silo?
Yes.
That's what the college football media is. They're all just talking to each other.
Hey, I noticed there's no big brands in this FCS tournament. What if we let Notre Dame in? Well, I mean, it might be fun, right? What if you're always saying that the little guy could beat the big guy on any given day. What if we let Notre Dame into the 1AA tournament?
This is a great tweet from Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Now that the football season is over, can we go back to calling it 1620 AM radio frequency sports talk station? 1620 The Zone is too hard to explain to the many people in my life that ask about this. A great point.
This is as real as that person who said their child changed the destination of his birthday party because Cracker Barrel changed their logo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Neither thing ever happened.
That was an all-time Facebook post.
Mm-hmm.
Great job by that Facebook mom. All right, let's take a phone call. I can't believe we have a phone call on this. This is great. Here is David on the hotline. Hi, David. What's up?
Hey, I think love your show. You guys are in a bubble.
We're in a bubble. How are we in a bubble?
This guy's tweet is not as outlandish as you guys are making it sound out to be. I don't watch. I just watch. The Power Four. I don't know. I want to know the acronym. I don't watch the subdivision and all that stuff. So for me, I have no idea what it is. 1A and 1AA, I knew exactly what it was. I don't know what it is for this. And so
it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same difference. It's the same thing.
What is it? Which one is which? I mean, is it football? What is it? FCS is
FCS is 1AA.
Yeah. I mean, again, I totally agree with the guys. You guys are in sports. You guys are into the minutia of sports. A lot of my friends and I don't watch anything but Power Four. So I couldn't tell you the difference between those two. And so for me, 1A and 1AA makes it real easy. People are identify with that with high schools because that's how most high schools are set up. They made it fancy for no reason to. And again, I understand 1A and 1AA. I don't understand it the other way. And so for me as a casual fan, it helps. So I know that you guys are clutching your pearls about that. But
it's fine. We appreciate hearing the outside perspective.
Yes, we like different opinions.
Thank you, David. Appreciate the call.
Kenneth on the YouTube chat. He only watches Power 4, but we're in a bubble.
But I don't know how he
appreciate him admitting.
He understood it when it was 1A versus 1AA, even though nothing changed at all. He understood who was who in that regard, but doesn't understand who was who in FBS versus FCS. It's the same teams.
This year is the 20th anniversary of the name change.
The thing was, That is a great point, Josh. It's been a long time. I think the more confusing, I can't believe we're actually talking about this.
I love that we're talking about this.
So the thing that made 1A and 1AA confusing to me was, and I it's not like I was going around every day telling people how confusing it was. I didn't care. I was willing to live with it. 1A, 1AA, and then Division 2 and Division 3. There were all sorts of numerals and numbers and letters that were flying around, and it was hard to it was hard to keep them straight. Harder to keep them straight. Now we have FBS, FCS, Division 2, Division 3, and all those different and there's not like these duplicate letters and numerals all over the place. That feels easier to me. But that's just me.
He adapted to the name change of Power 4.
He did, which I still haven't done. I call it Power 5 still.
That's like San Diego Chargers, where I'll still just kind of, oops, I accidentally slipped it in there.
And I also here's another, while we're on this is actually a very related topic now. I've said this before on the show. I don't like when football people refer to basketball conferences as Power 5. It's high major. It's high major, mid major, low major. Now there's different. Yeah,
that is accurate.
There is a less definitive line on what is a mid major and what is a low major and what is a high major. The 5 puts a number on it.
A little gray.
But we have to. Maybe this is me being, Mr. Honk for the Big East here. Josh, give me a little ability to honk here. But we have to respect the Big East. They are a high major conference. They are not a Power 5 conference.
Revered in college basketball circles.
Have you heard of Requiem for the Big East?
I have. Some teams weren't mentioned.
Have you heard of the corrupt Val?
The corrupt
That's
Val?
what they're saying. That's what the
Your
internet
friend, Val Ackerman?
My dear friend, I would never say that. I should say that's what the internet is saying.
They're bullying a woman on the internet?
Yeah, they don't like her.
Whoa.
They do not like her. The internet does not like
this
Val.
is 2026. I will not stand for
They're
this.
saying they're making her name sound like a terrorist organization. They are.
Whoa.
Do you know? Do you?
Black Cat, DM me what's happening.
Have you seen this?
No.
Okay. Well, it'll be in the chat in about 10 seconds.
All right.
You'll laugh at it when you see it.
I bet I will.
But that's what they're doing. It's a high major. Okay.
Yeah.
So while we're calling it that, it's a high major conference. Ben says the Big East is the 5th conference to make up the Power 5. This is the Power 4 is football. But in basketball, but in basketball, you call it high major.
Doesn't matter where you're at on the rank of high majors. You're a high major.
High major basketball. Sam says he's explaining he's showing how easy it is to explain. You explain it to him in 5 seconds. I love that we got a call on that. And I love that we were just able to do however long we did on that topic, which is great. Jed writes in,
Hi, Jed.
Is this a real conversation or am I having a stroke?
Could be both. Do you smell toast?
Is that how you know?
They say that's one of the symptoms.
Want to give people the right information on
FAST is also the acronym for when you're having a stroke. I forget what each thing stands for.
I have heard that in a PSA.
Yes, I have too.
I've heard that in a PSA before.
Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time to call 911. FAST.
There you go.
That last one feels a little forced.
Hey, one more thing before we take a break. Because John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt has been just saying portal all day long. We actually have to talk about what they've done.
Tree Man.
But here's one from our dear friend John Oran, Mr. Puck.
Whoa, this is a big deal if Oran's talking about it.
Sources tell me that Mark Silverman is stepping down as Fox Sports president and COO after an 8-year run.
Is that the guy who did the podcast?
No, that is it's our boy Mulvihill.
Okay.
That guy's that guy's awesome. So Fox, new leadership for Fox, it appears.
Tom Brady?
It could impact your life. Fox has new leadership.
Is Gus Johnson okay?
Gus, I don't know, and I don't know what I don't know if he'd be in the running to be the COO.
No, I just don't. Is the new CEO going to be friendly to Gus Johnson and put him in that
Gus
big
is a
news?
very important guy.
Yeah.
At Fox.
You got to kiss the rings.
We're back after this on 1620 The Zone. Oh, wow. Quick update here from Puck.
Oh,
hi,
Puck.
Sources also tell me that Brad Zager will succeed Mark Silverman at Fox Sports.
Okay. What's his background?
He started at Fox in 1996 as an intern at one of the regional networks. He's currently the president of production and operations and the executive producer at the network. There you go. There's your Fox update.
Putting producers in leadership positions. Could you imagine?
All right, so Portal.
Listen
Owen,
up, John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Owen Chambliss in.
This is a good thing.
Owen Chambliss is nice.
Yeah.
4th year junior next year. Started his career at Utah. Last year at San Diego State under Rob Orich. 4 sacks, 9.5 tackles for loss. First team All Mountain West. Forced a fumble, deflected 5 passes, 110 tackles, 6th in the Mountain West last year. 2 years of eligibility. We love it. That's great. He's a good player. First team All Mountain West. Then this morning, now this is on top of yesterday when they got Brendan Black.
Strong name.
Brendan Black, the transfer 1-year guy from Iowa State. So, by the way, think about this. Senior offensive lineman next year. Or, I don't know if seniors are a thing anymore, but just like 1 year of eligibility offensive lineman next year. Justin Evans, Canuck, Pritchett, Brendan Black. And then today, you have added Tree, a man named Tree.
Which I want to credit this to Mike Schaefer because he said it.
What did he say?
If this guy doesn't get an NIL deal with the Arbor Day Foundation,
what are we doing?
What are we even doing NIL for?
Tree Babalade. Unclear on the pronunciation, but I mean, the first 4 letters are Baba, which it's got to be Baba.
Yeah.
Babalade.
It better be.
The transfer from South Carolina. He will have 2 years of eligibility remaining. And then, of course, we had to scratch out Minchey.
Never wanted him.
Yesterday. And that is your portal, up to the minute portal update. Any
Seems like
questions?
there's more good than bad in that portal.
Well,
update. The bad is pretty bad, but
I guess I left out that they lost Willis McGahee yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Right. If you view all exits as bad and all entries as good, then yes, there has been more bad than good at this point. But as we know, that's not always how it works. And also keep in mind, I know some people have a hard time forgetting, but it is January 6th, and that means that there is 10 more days left of the portal to actually figure out who you're going to bring in. Nebraska will indeed have to pivot on the quarterback situation. Who will that be? I don't know.
Nah, there's a lot of them out there.
This is the space where I really wanted to talk about me not wanting it to be DJ Lagway.
Oh, please, by all means.
I don't want it to be DJ Lagway.
But he's the most famous.
I know.
name.
I'm done with famous people.
Interesting.
I'm famous people are canceled. I think if they got DJ Lagway, it would be the final nail in the coffin for me to come on this show and have the fully sussed out take of this program is for clicks. Seriously,
I would have the name to Star Bleeper University.
I would have enough ammo in my back pocket at that point to have that take. There is no football reason to get DJ Lagway, and especially no football reason to go out and pay $2 million for him or whatever it would take to do so. There's no reason to do that, especially coming off of the era that you just came out of, which is click quarterback. Mr. Click, Mahomes Jr., Timu Mahomes.
He just wanted to lead him out of the tunnel.
Who made $30 million the last couple of years. I don't know, he just wanted to lead him out of the tunnel. No big deal.
He seems like a nice guy.
And only cared about his own stats and all that stuff. And like all that dude cared. Like, you're going to go from that to DJ Lagway? No.
Seems like a terrible
That
idea.
would be horrific. That would be terrible. I would not support that at all. I don't want them to do that in the slightest bit. If they do that, I will be triggered. And you could put that on the internet. Now, some of the other options, I am not as anti Aiden Childs as some other folks are. I think there's something to work with there with Aiden Childs. I would be a little bit concerned / bothered that he would now be on his third school in 3 years.
It's not 4-4 like other quarterbacks at Nebraska.
True. Those are high schools, though, Josh.
Yeah, and they don't count.
And the Calandria guy from UNLV, I am not particularly familiar with his game. He started his career at Virginia, but had some nice stats last year. So
Kenneth says if you liked Jeff Sims, you're gonna love Aiden Childs.
Ooh, no. Aiden Childs could throw. Ooh, Aiden Childs could throw better than Jeff Sims. People don't like my theory on Childs is people don't like Childs because they watched him play Nebraska this year and he sucked.
Oh.
He was bad. He was really bad. Nebraska's defense was all over him that day. And he had a concussion for half the game.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a stupid question. And I fully admit on the front end this is a stupid question. I could look it up. I think you might know the answer.
Yep.
Did he play an entire season?
Childs?
This season?
Childs?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm looking at his touchdown intercept 10-3 touchdowns interceptions.
No, they went to Milivojevic.
Okay, seems like there was a change.
He
with
got
these
hurt.
numbers.
He got hurt. He missed a few games. I'll tell you how many games he played.
1, 2, 3. Well, stop moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games.
Remember because the Milivojevic guy came in against Nebraska and he lit it up. He played 9 games this year.
Okay.
9 out of 12. Yep, 10-3 is correct. Let me check the old. I guess I haven't dove into this, but I'm fine with Childs.
The
I can
Childs
live with
packets
Childs.
on my desk. I meant to look through it. I just haven't yet. I apologize.
He had by far his worst game. Well, he had 2 horrible games in a row against Nebraska and UCLA from a statistical standpoint. 9 of 23 for 85 yards is bad.
I'm seeing that.
And then
along the 14
against UCLA, it was 8 of 17 for 66 yards, which is also bad. But the rest of the season, he was, a couple hundred yards. He threw 2 picks against Nebraska. 2 out of his 3 picks of the year against Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
He threw the other one against Youngstown State. I'm fine with Childs. I could live with Aiden Childs. I do not want DJ Lagway.
Oh, a tweet just popped up in front of my face here from Pete Nakos.
Oh, where is it? An Aiden Childs update?
Yeah, he's visiting Northwestern today. Could Chip Kelly fix him?
So they didn't secure his commitment before he left? Well, I guess what good does that do anymore?
Yeah. What's a
Apparently
man's
nothing.
word worth?
John writes in.
Hi, John.
Of course you aren't bothered by Childs. You thought the original Childs, Jeff Sims, was going to quit sucking.
That's why I brought it up.
I guess I just am not allowed to evaluate quarterbacks anymore.
Nah, you don't know ball.
To be fair, they took him too. Okay. It wasn't just me. They took him too. And I'll own it. They took him too, but I'll own it. I was wrong. That was bad.
Well, they came in and took him because it was a short cycle and they had to take somebody.
That's true. Maybe I should have said something. I should have warned them.
Doug and Idaho Amigos took him too.
Old man Doug writes in, Childs sucks.
Oh no.
Pick one. You really want Childs? You really want Lagway over Childs?
Oh, those are my only 2 options?
Yes. If I'm giving you your only 2 options are both horrific. They are Childs and Lagway.
Childs, and I do not think about it for more than 12 seconds.
Thank you. I thought I was the crazy person.
Yeah, no.
Get me out of here on Lagway. And then obviously the Calandria guy is like the best of all 3 of the options because he's actually produced and has been good and has only played at 2 schools. Well, I guess he's played at the same amount of schools that Childs has played at before. Also played at 2 schools.
Gotta be careful.
Lagway, if you're counting who has played at the least amount of schools before, he is the winner out of the three.
Interesting.
So point for DJ in that category. There's your portal update today. I'm sure much to follow this afternoon. But the one gain today was Tree.
Good gain.
Sure. Tree seems fine.
Not as good as the gains Joe got at the gym this morning, but
That's true. Those are real gains.
yeah.
I meant to ask him I asked him what he was lifting, what he was doing, and he didn't, he just laughed it off.
Some people don't want to get into it.
I
It's
get
too
it.
personal. I get it.
All right, let's take a break. We'll get to the polls. We'll tell you what to watch after this on 1620 The Zone. But first, fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties. They are back. Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. You can make picks and win money right now in Nebraska. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get those picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Imagine that. Taking advantage of something that you're already going to be doing anyway, like taking a look at your favorite players and taking the hires in certain stat categories. It's that simple. Download the app today. Use promo code HAPPER1620 to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code HAPPER1620. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/playing. Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concern with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Forgot to get to this tweet from earlier from Bernie, who said, "You said Nebraska could get good at playing football the conventional way. I will ask, what evidence have you seen the last 20 years that proves that?"
Whoa.
My response would be this: just a bunch of incompetence. Like I think we mentioned this. I told this joke in the crossover yesterday. You know how people say about like really great organizations? How did they nail that just 4 times over? They nailed the evaluation, whether it be on the quarterback or the coach or whatever it is. They just got like 3 great coaches back to back to back to back.
How do the Steelers do it? How do
yeah,
the Packers get a quarterback every time?
Exactly. How did Nebraska screw it up 5 times in a row?
You'd figure one of them would
I know.
even kind of hit.
It's truly amazing. But that's the life that we're living right now. All right, to the polls at Happer Show on the J-Tech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Let's see.
We don't got to put labels on it. It's, just
on the
just a Twitter feed.
Sorry, on the feed that has tweets. Which win-loss record would you rather have? 0-0 or 0-25?
Big decision
I
here.
think
for the
we
audience.
could all agree, right? 0-0.
I think, yeah.
We should all be able to agree on that. But yet, only 90% say 0-0.
Okay.
Is the better option. We'll see what those other 10% are up to. And finally, is the Mayo Bowl too sexual? Yes.
Yeah.
62% say no. Those are probably the college football sickos. Those are the poll questions. Josh, what are we watching tonight?
Watching college basketball tonight. I'm going to guess this is the top thrill score. Number 6, Duke at number 20, Louisville, 6 o'clock on ESPN.
I like when you guess. It is.
Okay.
Wow. That's a big thrill score.
Oh.
Maybe Pat Kelsey will forget to guard Cam Boozer. We'll see.
The little Duke I've watched, I know you want to put a body on him. St. John's and Butler in the Big East tonight, 6 o'clock on your Peacock device.
Number 2 thrill score.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
St. John's, what are you going to do? You going to fight back?
You going to get up?
Interesting.
Number 19, Iowa at Minnesota, 7 o'clock on BTN. Number 14, Texas Tech at number 7, Houston, 8 o'clock on FS1. And Texas at number 21, Tennessee, 8 o'clock on the Deuce. Women in action tonight on BTN, 9 o'clock tip out west for Oregon at number 21, USC. NBA, Heat Wolves, 7 o'clock on NBC. Then they flip it over to Peacock for a 10 o'clock tip between the Mavericks and the Kings. One game in the NHL on TNT tonight, 6:30 puck drop up north as the Panthers take on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Go Panthers.
And I'm contractually obligated to tell you that at 7:25 tonight on Paramount, Tommy Boy is on.
A Connor Happer classic.
That's right. Get the guarantee on the box.
Someone told me yesterday that was listening to the crossover when we were talking about the Connor Happer classics.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said to me, this person very close to me, you need to watch better movies. And I said, I just don't watch movies that often. And
What's wrong with the Connor Happer classics?
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. The Connor Happer classics, which we did pin down 3.
There's more.
Dumb and Dumber, Tommy Boy, and The Terminal.
Terminal was a good pull.
The Terminal was definitely a Connor Happer classic. There's more.
Light, The Town, Moneyball.
Yeah, I just didn't. I really love Moneyball, but I don't know if it's a Connor Happer classic.
Okay.
It's not.
I like that you're protective of the brand.
I am. I got to figure out which brands, which things to give away my gold stars to.
Yeah.
Because I take great pride in them. All right. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That's what we're watching tonight. That is the show. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. The crossover is next.